Hello and welcome to another episode of Kobolds and their adventures. It's gonna be very interesting, this session, I feel, depending on how you guys play it forward. And I don't want to say too much, obviously, but this is going to be quite fun, for me especially. But, without further ado, last time for the Kobolds. After having come across a veritable garden of death, the party dispatched an ice troll that was about to consume the corpse of their late comrade, Savage, who had been brought here either by the Frostmaiden herself or a servant, to dwell amongst the other ill-fated souls who died from the chilly clutches of the Dale. The battle was swift, and with the troll brought down, Morte offered to bring the body back to the druid Rhiannoch, while the rest of the party went on to find the family heirloom of Villain Harpel. Their ice mythic guide, Sopo, eventually brought them to the site of a ship dashed across the icy cliffs of the island, and not too far from it, the site of a slightly preserved corpse holding the professor orb Velen was looking for. After quickly snatching up the orb, however, the group sensed an otherworldly presence, and Velen suddenly acting strangely. No stranger to such things, however, the party quickly deduced that Velen had been possessed by a spectral entity, which shortly revealed herself to be the now embodied spirit of Nas Lantamir, who tried to get the party in her favor. Which, as Nas quickly proved to be slightly nicer to be around than their host, Velen, the party accepted her possession of Velen for now, as the goal remains the same for both parties. Find the Codicil of White, containing the secrets needed to enter Ragged Glacier, and find the lost Netherese city of Ythrin within. After a sudden bout of exhaustion from the extreme cold of the island, however, the party quickly traveled back to the ancient docks to catch a rest on Ungajuk's back before heading to the center of the island, Grimskull. With Merte in tow, they ascended the giant-sized steps and entered the Frost Giant Fortress proper. The interior was misty, and the floor, while made of ice, not slippery to the touch. The party first inspected a room to the immediate left of the entrance, only to find it empty of all valuables. Through proper investigation, though, they determined that whatever valuables had been here were dragged off to a separate room and one nearby. They broke open the door only to find an elderly frost giant who seemed not to react to their entry. Determining at a glance that the old giant must be losing his sight and possibly deaf, Hawks tried to sneak past the giant to the room that he was apparently guarding, only for the giant to sense the movement as Hawks drew close, and the roomy eyes glancing back in his direction. And with that, I am going to need everyone to roll for initiative once I clear this out. There we go. So, roll initiative for me, everyone.
I have been looking at my health points and I have come to the mathematical conclusion that my health points are impossible. They should be higher than what they are.
I would agree. However, I'm remembering some very bad rolls.
No, they mathematically should be higher.
Oh, really?
Because
like with your constitution and your levels.
My constitution is 3.
Plus 3?
It's a +3 constitution.
Oh, did you bump it up through a level up at one point?
But
did you retroactively add the...
I don't know. I don't know why it's wrong. But what I'm saying is it's 35 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And with my 3 constitution, it should be 24 plus 8, 32 with just the first level and then the constitution bonus after that for every other level. So there should be, with a 2 on one of those, it would be at this. And that's just 2 levels, so then I'm missing 6 levels of rolls.
At your level 8 now, so... Okay, we'll keep that in mind. But for now, let's go ahead and go as we are.
Yeah. I just was looking at it and I was like, "There's gotta be something wrong here." And I just did all the math in my head and I was like, "I remember rolling 2 once."
I feel like I didn't notice because your rolls have been so bad. Like it just I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't think
I don't
anything
know
was
why
amiss.
I'll go back and see if I can find all the rolls, but it would take forever.
It would take. Yeah, it's. We'll keep that in mind maybe after the session or like once you have some downtime.
Yeah.
But like for now, we'll have to do with what we have.
If Meepo dies, it's your fault. No, just kidding.
Excuse
just
me.
kidding.
Well, maybe this frost giant will go your way. No, that's not what's gonna happen. That's not what's gonna happen.
Meepo's not gonna die, I say, hoping.
Say this now.
I think I cast Death Ward on her at the beginning of the day anyway. Yeah, I'm missing a 4th level spell slot. So I have Death Ward on. I'll mark that.
Yes, you did cast it. I do remember that. Alright, now I need to roll Murty's initiative. And then we'll go ahead and start.
Just so that it's noted for the streamers. Yes, my health points are wrong, and we know it.
Oh, Murty, my girl.
If you caught it, tell me when that happened, and we will be very glad to know that.
That would be very helpful. But for now,
Watching, going, your health points have been wrong since the 2nd episode.
Yeah, while you're thinking of that, Meepo, it is in fact your go first.
It is my go. I'm gonna cast Sanctuary, another way not to die, the bonus action, and an action use my I should know this by now. Emboldening Bond. And use it on Hawks, myself, and Scales.
Very well. Let's go ahead and mark those.
Bond.
Did you say Murty as well, or did I miss that?
No, I did it on Hawks, Scales, and myself.
Okay, good to know. Just double checking.
I feel like Skinnock has got it every other combat we've been in.
Fair enough. Alright, so is that your turn, or do you wish to move?
Let's stay back for now. Because I don't think I'm needed in there just yet. Use Healing Word if healing is needed.
Very well. Scales, that means it is your turn now.
Let's see here.
Very well. Wisdom save. How do you wish to insult the giant with your vicious mockery?
I'm looking to see.
Double check something. Actually, I'm so sorry to cut you off. I just remembered something. As you go to cast a spell and insult the giant, you see that he does not seem to hear you. As a term from last session, it seemed that he might be deaf. So I will let you redo that if you want, because you would know that. So sorry. just so you don't waste your action, because you would have known that.
Well, literally, most everything I have is like a vocal thing. So,
Very nice, very nice. So this is intelligence saving throw. Even worse modifier to that. That's gonna be one. That's gonna be even worse. That's a 4. Let's go ahead and roll the damage for me. As you see, as the giant teeters forward, as the eyes kind of seem to. They actually do seem to notice you, Hawk. So you see he's looking right at you. But then the nose starts to bleed as Scales brings forth the spell. Ouchie. That definitely hurt. You see as the giant's eyes begin to dart around. He still seems like he can see you now, Hawks. It seems that now that you're closer to him, he can seem to look at where you are. But as soon as that damage seemed to come out of nowhere, and now his eyes are frantically darting around everywhere.
Also, Morte has an advantage on initiative.
That's right, she does. Thank you for reminding me. Our girl needs it here. Come on, I know she can do better. That is definitely a lot better. Alrighty, so was that your turn, Scales?
That'll be my turn.
Alright, in that case, since Myrte would have gone before you, I'll have her go now. She is going to screech incoherently. Even though she has been given the gift of speech, she still screams with rage. In her natural honking. Honk! So she is going to make 2 attacks with her beak. With advantage, of course. Because of her blood frenzy. 1, 2. Alrighty. The first beak will seem to... She kind of goes for the jugular. She reaches for the leg and just starts snapping and slashing for 7 slashing damage. While the giant, seeing this new foe approaching, kind of takes his axe from his back and just very gingerly shoves Myrte away at the last second, kind of bonking her against the beak to push her away. And you hear in Giant Hawk's, "Bad bird." That is Muerte's turn, which means Hawks is now your turn.
I feel like there are a lot of resources I could use right now, and there are a lot of reasons not to use them. So I think I'm going to do... I think I'm just going to attack twice, and I don't think I can shove him because he's more than 1 size larger than me.
Correct.
So it's just going to be attacking twice at this point.
Righty.
Normal rolls, bop, and bop. Okay.
Oh no!
So
Well,
that's a lingering injury too.
Sure is.
That does indeed confirm. What if your roll's like the thing that makes you blind?
Hang on.
I
can see again.
Injury is internal injury.
Oh.
There's a DC 15 con save to make.
Unfortunate for him. Let's see here. That's a good snapping icon to really sell that. Yeah. As he kind of draws closer, as he starts to push Myrte away, Hawks, you go in and you start slashing with your battle axe. You get like a nice mighty leap up into the air and crack him right across the ribs. And you can see as he buckles inward, he staggers slightly, having to lean on his battle axe for support. And he kind of struggles to get back up again. You dealt him a severe blow.
Alright, and then with my movement, because I don't really have a bonus action I want to do, I'm assuming there's a certain degree of stealth we're trying to maintain, so I kind of feel like roaring in his face wasn't a good idea. So That being said, I think I will maneuver so I have room to go big if I want to in a later turn. I will get myself to here. And this way he can't really slip past us without an opportunity attack either.
Very true.
So, cover the ground, get myself to a space where I can go larger if I want to. I think that is a sufficient turn.
Very nice, very nice. Which means, Canuck, it is now your turn.
Well, I see all this. I see that the noise that we have become noisy now. So I open fire. Fire everything!
The little arcane artillery starts to scuttle along, takes aim.
Don't. I'll shank a blind guy. Don't think I won't.
I've done it before. I'll do it again.
All right, a 26 will definitely hit. As you take aim, you it hits him. It hits him right in the beard, and as the beard starts to burn away, he's like, just trying to put himself out.
Not the beard.
Not the beard! You hear in Giant Hawks.
And Force Ballista.
19 will also hit.
Okay, just the 9 force.
Just the 9. But even so, as you mercilessly bully this old frost giant as he tries to take his last battle for glory.
Just gets.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's me. Sorry for noting.
Oh no, you didn't interrupt. I was just that was going to be the segue into his turn, which will be now. So he needs to make a con save to take his turn.
He also doesn't get to take actions or reactions, so realistically, he's kind of shut down.
Let me see here. Yeah, that's if he fails. Let's see here. It's gonna be okay. He gets a decent bonus to this. 21. Despite all of the injuries that he has maintained, he slams the great axe to the ground and pulls himself up.
He's incapacitated from Rotham's Psychic Lance.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Oh.
he failed that.
Oh,
Oh.
my boy.
That's very unfortunate for him.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant, is like there was multiple layers of him. He could move, he could try to move, but he ain't doing anything.
Yeah, as he tries to stand up, he swings, only hitting the ground, as he is unable to retaliate. His glory, all good but gone. Also, Marte should not actually be right there. Which means, it's Meepo's turn.
Meepo's kind of going to watch and go, well, not sure I'm going to be much help here, and it seems we're doing all right, so I'm just going to move on over to the back here, just in case I'm needed. And I'll hold, do what cantrips do I have?
Incapacitated and start for next turn. Okay, good to know.
I'll cast resistance on Muerte Blanca, and then I'll back into the corner.
She turns to look at you. Thank you. And then turns back towards the giant. Oh! A little bit of a disconnect between the voice and the honking. It's still something you have to get used to.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Alright, is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Okay, in that case, it is now Muerte's turn again. She's going to go all out, showing no mercy to this giant. None whatsoever. Muerte Blanca, dashing through the snow. Muerte Blanca, seeking out her foe. The flash of her beak, her arms like a streak. Muerte Blanca, Muerte Blanca. A 16 will hit. No, sorry, 25 will hit and 24 will also hit because she has advantage because of Blend Frenzy. Alright. Oof. A good amount of damage overall. she just lays into the giant, taking full advantage of his incapacitated state. The giant tries to block her, but she is too furious, too rage-filled to be stopped. That is her turn. She will not move from where she is. She likes to face her foes head-on, which means it is now Scale's turn.
Let's go with
Interesting. Okay. The next saving throw that it makes. Okay. That's a 1. But given 5e system, that one could mean something. Let's see. So that's your bonus action. What would you like to do for your action?
dodge.
Alright, taking the dodge action. Alright, you quickly get out of its way. That means if you're gonna move somewhere as well, you may go ahead and move, but with that, it would be Hawks' turn next.
Alright, I think Hawks is just going to repeat the fate from the previous turn. We're going to try to.
Alright, and he is no longer incapacitated from the Raltham's lance.
That does not affect my attack rolls on him.
It does not.
So,
Oof.
23, not much damage. That 12, I'll use my d4 from the, so it'll be a 15.
15 will just hit him. So go ahead. So that'll be 15. No, that'll be 15 points of
4
damage.
slashing and 11 slashing. Yep.
Alright, you can now see he is very heavily wounded, but he is still holding on. It seems despite this giant's age, he still has some of that strength of his youth for one final battle. But will he live long enough for Skanuk to take his turn? We will see.
And I'm going to quickly shout out to Meepo and be like, hey, you know, this guy's an old warrior. It seems like he's been waiting here for a while. Can you just be ready to do a ceremony for him after we take him down? I feel bad for the old guy.
I can go through the motions, but I don't know if I have the materials to do it.
Just something to lay him to rest.
Right, I'll try.
Okay, and that will be, yeah.
Alright, so that means Skanuk, it is now your turn.
Oh. See if we can't kill the geezer. Steal his stuff. Yeah. Firebolt. Oh, 13.
A 13 will miss, actually. You will see as the firebolt, as you try and shoot directly at him this time, trying to end him once and for all, he will actually bring up his axe, and then the firebolt will glance off of the metal
Ah.
as he pants heavily. That will, however, will hit.
7 force damage.
Alright, that one, as he brings the axe back down, clearly winded from that maneuver, the force blizzard punts him right in the chest, and it does push him back into the wall slightly, but he cannot be moved any further. So is that your turn?
Yeah. I'm gonna. Would it be possible for me to like look down this hallway to see if any movement is happening?
Sure, absolutely. What's your passive perception?
14.
14? Let me make a...
I see nothing.
Well, you don't see anything, but I will say that you do hear the sound of flapping wings. Several sets of flapping wings. Very tiny wings. It's not the wings of your guide, Sopo, either, who currently is, like, just peeking it down the hallway and kind of giggling to himself. And by the way, who's also Nas in the body of Velin is currently looking through a notebook. Sorry, I'm still getting used to the body. Can't quite cast spells. Hold on.
It's not like she ever. It's not like she ever helped us in a fight anyway.
Yes, but I want to actually be useful. I'm sorry. I like a certain
Did Velin,
someone.
did Velin ever help us in anything but like getting to the town when the dragon was attacking?
She tried to help in the dragon fight. Emphasis on tried. But a lot of her spells were not very good against the dragon.
Oh god, Velin.
I think she tried to cast blight on her on the dragon, but then Mike pointed out that it was a construct, so it didn't actually do any damage.
I do remember that happening.
So yeah, Velen has been not the greatest in combat.
This has
So
just been
far,
like
neither
a bad campaign for her. I have to admit.
Just
bad
completely bad time. But is that your turn, Skanug?
Yes.
Alright, that means it is the giant's turn. No longer incapacitated, we will see if his injuries will do him in. With a natural 20, he will sort of you see a dark stain begin to form along kind of like where the openings in his armor, like a dark stain underneath the skin. As you can see, the internal bleeding is starting to affect him, but he winces through the pain. And you can see as he will begin to bring down his axe. Let's see, who does he see as the true warrior here? Murte is pretty good, but Hux has also done the most damage, so I will roll between the two of you. 1 for Murte, 2 for Hux. Muerte it is. A standoff between warriors it is.
Muerte gets bodied as is tradition.
As is tradition, but Muerte has a little bit more bang for her buck with her health this time around.
That's true.
And she has resistance, so she has advantage on saves.
That is also true.
Advantage or a d4? A d4.
I believe it's a d4. Let's see. So, he's going to attack Muerte twice. You will hear in Giant Hux, Ithrim, I will strike. You'll 16 and a 25. Both will hit Muerte.
One of those gets re-rolled.
Alright. I assume... Yeah, okay, both of the hits, so I'll just re-roll one of them. That's 17, so that will still hit Muerte.
Does not quite help. Okay, well, it was worth a try.
Worth a try. Alright, so... That is going to be... Not very good rolls, thankfully. An 18 and a 14 for damage. As Muerte takes it almost nearly a glancing blow. You remember, against the other Frost Giant, Muerte took those hits from the anvil and she was punted solidly. But this time, perhaps in her awakened state, even though she's taking the hits, she's making them so that they're mere glancing blows. A slight cut against her left flank and a slight cut against the base of the neck. Still doing damage, but not enough to knock her down. She has become stronger as a warrior. But still, a lot of damage. Satisfied with these blows, the giant will put down the axe and breathe before picking it up again. But that is his turn. Meepo. It is your turn, Meepo. What shall you do?
Resistance lasts until...
Oh, who did we just lose? I think we just lost Mike.
Michael, yeah. Okay, he's back.
He's back.
That was weird.
So I'm concentrating on resistance. I don't want to use these spells right now, just in case we need them later. I guess I'll just take the dodge action.
Alright.
Just in case it gets through my sanctuary.
Fair enough. Alright. Is that your turn then, Meepo, or do you have anything else you wish to do?
Yeah, that's my turn. I'm not gonna grovel and cower and beg because I don't know if it's gonna work on a blind and deaf giant.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That means it is now Muerte's turn again. Not taking very kindly to the damage given by the giant, she will fly into rage and just strike twice again. Bang. Ah. Oh, Muerte. Muerte Blanca. Muerte Blanca. Trying to move that out of the way so I can actually do damage. And that... Let's see, 5 plus 7 is 12. That is exactly needed to take the giant down.
Okay.
As Muerte jumps up upon the giant's shoulders and just starts pummeling him into submission. Boom, 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 boom. The giant, taking each strike, is knocked further into the ground. Further, further, until he is perfectly flat. Still trying to stand up, using his right axe as a form of cane or crutch to try and lift himself and keep himself steady. But with one final blow, chung, Muerte chops the giant right in its back, and he crashes to the ground. And as she stands triumphant, she will use her bonus action to do a second wind. To heal back 14 of that which he took. And for now, combat has reached its conclusion.
Well, I guess I'll... Hawks, can you kind of help me go through a giant ceremony? Honoring
Yeah,
a warrior
I'll
who
see
fell
what
in
I
battle?
can do. See what I can translate for you.
You got those notes.
Yeah, Hawks will pull out his notes and see if there's anything about like a warrior's prayer or something in there.
Indeed, you would. Notably, as this is a frost giant,
My forte.
yeah, you would. I'd say you would know Hawks just from your conversations with your master. That frost giants, in their proclivity towards Thrym, their particular god, you would know that frost giants prefer to end their days in combat, to go to Ysgard when they die. So any mention of Thrym, or even the Allfather in general, would be a suitable prayer.
Well, Eldath, I know you're not great friends with Thrym and the Allfather, but I hope that this one's at peace now and is doing well up in Ysgard. Thank you for keeping us safe and just keep us going.
There is a bit of a brief silence as you begin the ceremony. Muerte, however, just drops off the body and just sort of stands back. You'll notice that she gives you a quizzical look as you do this. Why do you honor that which you've slain? It makes no sense. He tried to kill you. Why does he deserve this?
I don't know that he does.
And yet you honor him. Why?
Wouldn't you want to be honored?
She thinks on this for a minute.
As a great warrior, especially if you died in battle. That's something that I think you understand.
Make a persuasion check for me, Meepo.
Kind of foreign to me in some ways, but I at least can comprehend it. Persuasion.
24.
That was good.
That was a very good roll. You'll see Muerte, you see she is still skeptical, but she nods. She is satisfied with this explanation. Perhaps I would be. If I could, I will admit, if I could have died in a heroic way that Savage did, I would appreciate that.
Right, if we had time, I'd have done this for Savage while we were there. We were just kind of in a hurry.
Yes. We were. She kind of nods solemnly at that.
By the way, thanks for pulling us all the time. That's the reason we're alive right now.
Indeed, I'm glad you finally recognize all that I've done for you. You're welcome.
Oh.
She gives a very curt nod at that.
I mean, I've recognized it from the start. That's why we keep you around. You're super helpful.
I am, and she walks away. Yes. Holt does a great job. I noticed, obviously you were very talented to get here on your own power, but wow, I didn't realize you were that strong to take down a frost giant. That is incredibly impressive. You'll see as Nas kind of peeks around the corner and it kind of stumbles into the room. Let's see here. Let's see, based on your investigations, it seems like whatever was dragged out from that other room might be beyond this door, and she will not so gingerly kind of step over the giant's body like, Skanak, you did peek out down that hallway. You hear more of that flittering noise, but otherwise you don't see any or hear anything else besides that.
It sounds like that ice method, right? Was kind of the impression I was getting.
You from your impression, it wasn't. Although, because Soko is currently down the corner this direction. However, I will say make a perception check, and I'll give you advantage on this one. Natural 20. I will say the flitting of those wings sounds exactly like that of Sopo's, so perhaps it might be more ice methods or other similarly sized creatures down that hallway. Indeed. Let's see here.
In addition to my collection
Fine addition.
of 20s.
But you've rolled quite a few.
That's all of these for this session.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. There's still time yet, my friend.
No, I mean it's not just me. It's all the ones we've had this session so far.
Fair enough.
Giant, some Muerte.
Fair enough. So, Nas will try and make herself helpful, and she will try and pull open this door. Now, this door is actually not as large. It's more like a pull-in or pull-out closet, but it is made out of ice. So she will try and pull to the best of her ability, which she does okay at. Although she is having a little bit of trouble, but you step in, Hawks, to kind of give her a little bit of a hand, and you both pull.
I was gonna say I did my warrior's prayer and moved on. I feel like I should have been able to do a better one considering how much Manowar I listened to, but you know what?
That's pretty good, though. I honestly, I was kind of nodding along like, oh, that's a pretty good one. All father, your son has fought long and hard. His legacy is battle. He died with blade in hand. Carry his soul to his guard and give him a place at your side. That's pretty metal. That's pretty good. But
Best way to be. Pretty metal.
Pretty metal. You do open the door, and there is a veritable pile of treasure beyond this door. Quite a significant amount. And I will type out what you see. If you have the time to count it out, do you take the time? Oh, actually, I'll ask. Do you take the time to count it out?
We've got all night, don't we?
I guess that's true, but we don't know how long we're going to be exploring this place at this rate.
That's true.
Yeah.
I will say, besides the large, very large pile of gold, you will see 4 gold rings that are sized for giants. So size-wise, they'd be comparable to like headbands or like almost to a belt size, maybe a bit too skinny for like a human, but like around your size for a kobold. You see a giant-sized shield made of white dragon scales.
Ooh, that's cool.
You see, as well, a 2-foot-tall, 50-pound chip statuette of a giant-like figure. And you can go ahead and roll a religion check, Hawks with advantage. As well as you find 22. I'll get to that in a second. You also find a... how to describe... you see what appears to be a jug with several corks in it. It has like several different nodules that like there's no like top to it like a normal jug would be. Instead, there's just like several nozzles that are all corked individually on this strange jug. It's very odd. That is what you see. I'll type out most of these.
Do we have some easy way of transporting this stuff?
Not cool. I mean, do you?
Could load it into the
That's
chest and drag it out. Does our friend happen to know Tensor's floating disk?
Let's see. I believe. Hold on. If I looked through Villain's spell book, I actually might be able to help out here. Maybe.
Is there any like powdered silver in this area? In this treasure hoard?
No powdered silver, but there is. You do see a substantial amount of silver coins. So theoretically, you could make powder out of some of that silver, if you had enough of it, which it probably would be. Let me see here.
I need for the ceremony spell powdered silver, which is 25 gold pieces worth, so 250 silver.
So I don't have that particular spell, unfortunately. But perhaps there is something I can do.
Let's see if this works. Object. Well, if we want to come back here later, if I still have a spell slot for it, I could cast Resilient Sphere, and we could just roll it out.
That might much be better than what I was going to do. I was going to look for more of those corpses, perhaps, and perhaps use Villain's spellbook to maybe animate a few zombies for some hired help, but that sounds more pragmatic.
It is a high-level spell slot. I kind of want to save it in case we need it, so...
We could also pile it onto the shield and just kind of use that as a sled.
That's true.
That could also work.
Okay, but let's be very clear here. When we get this all out, I call dibs on the shield.
Yeah,
hopefully
sure.
Hopefully it's magical and will like resize itself to me or something. But
no problem.
I want that.
Use it as a sled until you grow too, and then when you're bigger, you can use it.
Ooh. I'm sorry. What's that? What is that, Stephen?
I said we can use it as a sled until Hawks grows, and then when he's bigger, he could use it.
Did you open before me?
What is this? Breath of the Wild? Should we shield surfing?
I'm
But
just
just
thinking like a kobold.
whoever it is, like, lifts up the jug and Skunk is there.
Yeah, that's
His mitts are already on it.
Canuck's just like, mine.
I mean, I've got several bottles. I've got 12 bottles of Dwergar liquor already. So whatever's in that jug, I'm not really feeling thirsty right now.
I'm more curious about not what is in it, but whether stuff might be in it.
Do the giant gold rings work like circlets for us?
They're, yeah, they're like circlets or like tiny belts.
Can I
Might
think that?
want to check that on a finger before you put it around you.
Hey, I really don't want to put anything on until we know it's not, cursed.
Yeah,
Considering where we're finding it.
true.
Can I determine whether this whether this jug is what I think it is? I do actually have one in my possession already. Or
Sure.
a fake one.
Oh wait, a fake one you said?
One of my infusions.
Oh,
So,
you already
fake
have an
infusion
infusion of
is
one?
not-
I do.
Okay, well in that case you would automatically know what this is then. You know that it's an alchemy jug.
That means you can change your infusion to something else.
Or that he could use two different, things.
Yeah,
or
two different
double the
alchemy
amount.
jugs.
2 gallons of mayo.
Yes, yes, the business potential.
So
I
I can do mayonnaise and vinegar. We're set for life.
I've got to find the Mayo bathtub clip from ReZero.
Oh no,
Someone's mayo.
No.
no! I don't want that anywhere near me.
The real fun is that I could get like a homunculus, or I could get a bag of holding, or I could get all sorts of fun
Yeah,
shit.
fun stuff. Hey, wait. You can do what?
Homunculus,
What's the other
or
one?
a bag of holding.
Yeah? And what does that do?
Holds a bunch of shit, but it does take a bit to make.
Oh, how much is a bit?
Let me double check. Infusion.
Can you
I
change
think
them
it's like
up for
an
long
hour at
rest?
the end of a long rest.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I thought. Yeah.
Ah, well, that's a shame. I thought maybe we could just
It would
solve
be
the problem.
nice. It might be nice. It might be nice.
You see, as you look at like on this veritable pile of gold.
It's just like the alchemy jug just sitting there taunting me. I could have done this morning. This evening. But no.
You just hear the Frostmaidens like just like breath in the wind.
Well, I suggest we come back to this later. If we really need something from here, we should take it now and leave the rest.
Yeah, the jug is already gone.
I'm just gonna leave this in the beam thing.
You can certainly leave it there. I won't be looking at it though. For now, at least. All right, so you do have the ability to move forward, though.
Okay. Yeah, because I really want one of these. Want one of these rings for myself, and I definitely want that shield. I'm
Fair.
calling that shield. I'm sorry,
Fair enough.
but
Nobody else has called it, so you got dibs. And dibs is legally binding.
This is true. As much as kobolds respect laws, there is dips.
Dibs
would I
is
be able
the
to? Would I be able to
law.
wear one of those rings alongside the Drizzt mask I have? Because that's very important. And if I have to choose between the two, the Drizzt mask is staying on. Am I big enough to wear one as an armband?
I thought it was like a belt.
It's like
Yes.
for a human it would be suffocating, like it'd be like a corset around the waist, but like for a kobold it can work as a belt.
It might even be a little wide for me unless it's a pinky ring.
Yeah, it might be a bit wide for someone like Meepo, but for you, Hawks, I'd say it would fit around as like a belt for you.
Okay, cool. So I can keep the mask.
Yeah.
Very
Looks like-
important mask.
get inside of it, curl up in a ball, and people could roll me in the ring.
Okay, it's not that tiny for you.
So I'd like to point out that the codicil was not here.
Yes,
That's
I did
true.
notice that. I really want to get that because it's very important that we get it.
Yep. We'll have to grab this stuff on the way out, probably. Unless we want to make a few trips, and I don't know that I trust that.
Right. Don't know how long we actually have either, so we should probably move forward. I agree.
Yeah.
We should move fast and swift and merciless.
There are some there's something up ahead that's fluttering. It sounded kind of like that ice method, but more of them.
Okay, well, I am ready to bop some mephits. Hello, mephits. I'm here to bop you.
All right. There was no response, but there was more fluttering. I
How
will
long
say.
has it been since the beginning of that battle with the giant?
Oh, not too long because you guys didn't count out the coins. It's only been maybe 10 minutes.
If it's been 10, then my emboldening bond is gone. If it's been 5, then my emboldening bond is still up.
Okay. I'd say it's been 10 minutes.
Okay.
I will say, as you walk past this little hallway over here, you will see this room over here. You will see that there is another set of double doors to your right. Before which you immediately see, to your left, you will see shattered chunks of ice, or the remains of a door lying strewn across the opening, allowing you to see into it. In the middle of this immense hall, you will see standing a 30-foot long, 10-foot wide, 10-foot high dining table, carved from ice and surrounded by a dozen blocks of ice that once served as chairs. Wooden braces against the west wall hold a pair of 14-foot-long bugles made from hollowed-out mammoth tusks. An ascending staircase of ice in the southwest corner has mist rolling down it. As you will see, the staircase itself, it seems to be going upward.
Can we tell where the flapping is coming from?
Yes, the flapping is coming from the room to your north ahead of you. And I will say, Meepo, from your angle, as you walk up, you will actually see. Yeah, as you're making your way up, you'll see one of those mephits. As you hear there are more sets of them. Just perched on a little ledge made of ice, about 20 feet high, almost like a rafter in a way, and is just staring down, making no movements, but staring down at you.
Is that a wall that it goes up to?
It does seem to be going up to a wall, yes. And if you go further into the room, I will reveal more of it.
I think Hawks thinks that we should make sure these guys won't ambush us while we're doing other stuff first.
That's fair enough. Looks like they're getting ready to.
All right, so as you enter this particular room, you will see these gargoyle-like creatures made of ice, which you now know to be ice mephits. Each of them seems to be sitting on a ledge about 20 feet off the ground that protrude from the walls of this semicircular chamber. Near the back wall, there was that mist that blankets the floor seems to flow downward, near that staircase, also made from polished ice. It descends down into darkness.
Hello? Hi.
They stare down at you. Some of them crack a grin, and you actually see Sopo kind of giggle to himself and flit on by and then perch on one of these ledges. And he'll make quick conversation with some of the other mephits. This is him right here. I'll mark him right here with purple.
Okay. I see 4 on this side and 3 on this side. You got a missing companion or something?
Make a perception check.
Not at advantage.
17. You will see on one of the ledges there is a single shard of ice that is just almost kind of like just an icicle that is just kind of pointed upwards on one of the ledges. you see Sopo just kind of look towards it sadly.
Oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up a sad subject. Okay, well...
Yeah, otherwise they don't seem to be interfering with you, but they are just staring at you. They know that you're there, but they're not doing anything about it.
A point of the stairways. The stairway. Can we, you garden that, I'm guessing?
They look back at you, but they don't respond. They're just staring at you. They're not, which it's weird because they're just not. Of course, there is a language barrier for some of them. Like Sopo can kind of get maybe the gist of what you're saying a little bit, but it seems like just they hear you're talking, but they don't seem like, as opposed to Sopo, who at least tried to communicate with you. There is no attempted communication with these ones at all.
Like, pick up a foot and like make a motion, like I'm gonna step forward.
One of them kind of like scratches its claws against the icy ledge like a cat scratching a scratching post. But other than that, there is no other movement.
Okay, this is kind of weird. Hey, you were able to talk with these things before, right?
With the help of Scales, yes.
Oh.
I can understand them, but Scales, I believe, they can understand him. Is that right, Mr. Scales?
Yeah, that's how that works.
Ah, see, I was correct. Although they seem to be leaving us alone for now, unless, well, I assume they're more meant to be. If my theory is correct, maybe they're more meant to be the eyes and ears of the Frostmaiden, perhaps.
Oh, then wouldn't it benefit us to, make the eyes and ears a little less attentive?
Well, that is your prerogative. I certainly won't stop you. In fact, I would perhaps suggest it might be the better course of action. Of course, they don't seem to be attacking us, which would make me feel guilty, perhaps, but if they are going to rat us out... I do feel also guilty because Sopo was at least a helpful guide, or perhaps... Well, it's difficult. I truly don't know what to do in this situation.
How about we come back to this whole Mephit situation if we don't find the codicil somewhere else?
That sounds like a nice plan. The only question then is... up or down? Muerte interjects. Yes, that's what the bird said.
Or through this door right here.
We could also look in there. I will say, with your passive investigation... oh, excuse me. You will notice that this door, you see similar groove marks being dragged out towards this room. So you assume whatever is in that room probably is a similar situation to what happened in this room down here.
Sort of inexplicably moved into that closet.
Only one way to find out, right?
Actually, there are two. I'm gonna cast Locate Object.
All right.
Oh, that's...
What are you casting it on?
I'm casting it to find the Codicil of White.
Okay, let's see.
Within 1,000 feet. Is it within 1,000 feet of me, first of all?
Okay, so let me see here. So the tower you saw is 600 feet high, and you are currently... You're on that level, so... Position-wise... Oh, the spell can locate a specific object known to you as long as you have seen it up close within 30 feet at least once.
So it would be a magic book, then, is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, alternatively, the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind. Gotcha, okay.
But if you say a magic book, it's going to pick up on the spell books carried by our friend.
It would pick up any of the closest, is that true?
It locates the nearest object of a particular kind.
Okay, and a magic book that is not a spell book, then.
Okay.
I mean, really, how many codicils do you think there are in the nearest?
Yeah, well... There could be a Codicil of Gold,
you could say
Codicil of Blue, Codicil of Orange.
You could specify a magic book written by a god.
That's true. Do that.
Okay, you'll do that one. Okay.
Hopefully, none of your spell books have celestial authors.
She
Right.
kind of taps Velen's notebook. I don't think so.
Okay, then we're in the clear.
And in the clear you might be. Meepo, you close your eyes and concentrate. You envision a still pool of water. And as you're casting the spell, in your mind's eye, you see a single droplet of water splash against the pool. And as the ripples ripple outward in your mind, they suddenly settle on something. Deep below you, you sense a tug where the spell is pulling you. It's pointing below. Somewhere.
Sounds like we're going down. I mean, we can go through this door if you want, but
Let's focus on quickness. We kind of know that the stuff that was in that room was probably in the treasure hoard. So let's focus on getting in and getting out.
all right.
That being said, that means we might have to fight the methods.
True.
Wait, is this the way up or is it the way down with the methods?
The way upward. Let me double check. Let's see. Yes, the staircase that's right in front of you is in fact going down. The one that is in the feast room, that is going up.
Okay.
Yes. So if you wish to go down, you would use the staircase in front of you.
Oh,
Okay, sorry boys, but we got somewhere to go. It's through here. So
All right.
yeah.
All right. The methods will not respond, but they will simply, their heads all in unison, look at you as you go.
is there any chance that they can like call Arl? Is that what this is? Are we not doing the 3 liars and 3 truth tellers thing? I was looking forward to that.
You will see Sopo and the others just kind of look at each other. They can't understand you, but like, there's no response. They're just staring at you.
I'm pretty sure this is more like watchdogs. Like maybe they're meant to like actually do the guarding.
Right.
Yeah, but you walk towards the stairs, and again, no movement, no response.
I like the way you think, Covers. Put that down.
Oh, that is a really...
That's a very big radius there.
Is whatever that is a dexterity save by any chance?
Nope.
So what is it then?
Oh, okay. Yes, that would be good.
Hawks, would you vacate the room?
Oh yeah, it looks like my friend is calling me over this way. Okay. We're gonna just...
Make a make a
Yes.
deception check, Scales.
I'm speaking in Draconic for one, and B,
Oh, that's right. They can't understand you. That's right.
I would be like pointing at a
Never mind.
piece of paper that doesn't have anything on it. I cast sleep in the area at 4th level.
Okay. All right. I'll let you do that. Go ahead and roll the dice then.
I
think
like the way
affects
you do
lowest
things.
health creature first, right?
Yes.
Hawks probably would have been okay in there then. But
Sure. Oh,
42. Okay.
wait. Big brain moment. Is this something?
Okay. 42. Let's see here. All right. You'll see. Let's see. Meepo, because you're the closest, you would see these two methods on the right side fall asleep. The rest are still awake, although they doze slightly for a moment.
Wow, they've got more health than I thought.
They surprisingly do for methods.
Well, here's the thing. Even if they only had 15 health apiece, the threshold for the next one to be knocked out would be 45. So it's like, there's a slim chance if we're in that range to get 2, that they're like, they could be anywhere from like 15 health to like
20 something.
21.
Hashtag sleep does not scale well.
I know, I'm sorry, man. It was a good idea, though. But at the very least, they're not, they don't seem to be hostile. Like, you will see Sopo kind of look at his companions that have fallen asleep. He starts pointing and laughing at them.
Okay, in that case, it's stairway time. Oh yeah, taking stairs.
Yep, taking the stairs. And, once again, they do nothing to stop you.
Okay, going down the stairs.
Going
You
down
guys-
the stairs.
You two have a nice nap. The rest of you, enjoy your ledges. Going down the stairs. Boink, boink, boink.
All right,
Making
I
our way
go.
downstairs.
Making our way down the stairs.
taking you down the stairs. All right.
Staircase.
All right, so in the interest of moving everything forward, I'm going to go ahead and move the mat. Okay. All right. So, once
Making
again,
my way downstairs, walking fast, Mephits pass, and I'm Coda seal bound, staring blankly ahead, just making my way,
and
making a way through the Mephit crowd.
the icicles go ding 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 ding.
Oh, what have I done?
Anyway, once again, I would cease. I would like to give a shout out to Maps by Tessa on DM's Guild, who made this lovely map. I'll go ahead and put a link in the chat right there, just so I can put a nice shout out there. Oh gosh, you guys. Oh man. So, as you descend down the stairs, you will see you have come into a massive vaulted chamber. A 9-foot-high railing of sculpted ice hugs the staircase as it descends to the chamber floor, which, like the stairs, is smooth and gleaming. However, unlike the top floor, the ice here seems to be bright and gleaming polished. You can see your own reflections in the ice below you. I'd say go ahead and... with your past perceptions, you would tell that this ice would be extremely slippery. That's not the only thing that you notice, however. You would see in this massive, almost ice skating rink-like arena, you will see a massive walrus, about as big as an elephant, is having a grand old time rolling and sliding on the ice, paying you little heed as you descend down. Shoop-boom, kind of bumping along this wall over here. Just spraying, like his fat rolls kind of like jiggling as he bounces on the wall. Zoop, goes into that side of the corridor. Zoop.
Look at this boy.
Shoop,
Seem
Pod
awakened?
walrus.
shoop. Stop.
Does he seem awakened?
Roll me an insight check.
Buck is, of course, salivating slightly.
Meepa, with your insight, you kind of look towards Muerte and kind of look towards this walrus. You get the sense, well, this may not be unnormal behavior from a walrus. There seems to be a sort of joy that only a really sentient creature could kind of exhibit. And specifically the way the way their laughter is, it does seem to have a glimmer of intelligence to it.
Oh.
I think that one's sentient.
And even though even as he gets close to you, it seems like every time he slides along, he closes his eyes and just just smacks like belly first against the wall for like maximum impact. He continues to do so as you guys stare at him. It doesn't seem to be stopping at all.
You think we should talk to him?
Hawks will get down on the ice first off, because Hawks does not care about difficult terrain. Ignore difficult terrain, and I can walk on water. Well, the walk on water part isn't relevant to this, but
I mean, technically.
Technically. I'll allow it for this. It's the gift of frost, after all. Alright, so you walk along the ice. Alright, and I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw as the walrus... oh, watch out! Slides your way. 15. Smacks face first into you, and then like just like twirls away. Oh! 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 Who are you? Hello! Hello!
I'm Hawks Hagnar. That's who I am.
Hello, Hux Hagnar. I am Okuba. Okuba is a walrus.
Yes, a very slidey walrus.
Yes, I am.
So, hope you don't mind. We were planning on passing through this room and taking a look around. Don't want to get in the way of your sliding, but,
You're not supposed to.
Oh, it's okay. We have permission.
Make a deception check.
Is that one of the things I get advantage on?
Again, you gotta start writing this down.
Yes, I have advantage on charisma deception because of the cloud rune.
Hey, there it is.
Every time you find out that you do have advantage on it, you need to add it to a list so that we don't have to go back and find it again.
Hang on.
And then once you've got every stat written down, yes or no, we'll know.
Hang on, I need to double check if he has different stats. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, you don't mind us poking around then?
Well,
We were
you can look.
we were sent
but...
down here to. We were sent down here to look for something in particular. Promise we won't move anything else.
Well, you can look around. He kind of like gestures his head. You can look around those rooms, but Okuma has to guard this room.
Oh, do you know what's in that room?
No. It's important, but no. Clearly lying. 11. Yeah, clearly lying. Badly.
You wouldn't happen to have seen a book in there, would you?
No. Start shaking.
Walrus
Oh,
sweat.
because, we're looking for a book.
18 is my passive insight, just in case that matters.
This walrus clearly knows what is what is in that room. When you mention a book, he is like the clear like the body language. There's whatever you're seeking, and just I think how long does locate object last?
Don't know. Locate object lasts 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, you get the general direction. Right that direction, Meepo.
Just kind of like pointing, just casually.
It's over there? Oh, yeah, don't worry. We just gotta grab that book, okay?
He kind of stands in front of the door. I'm not. No, you can't.
Dear friend, would you please move aside for us?
I want to. Make a persuasion check.
Don't worry, big guy. The boss sent us down here to come and get it. Needs it for something.
Alright, roll with advantage because Canuck is trying to help you, even though he's being deceptive. This will add to your check. He's like, you can see like his cheeks are puffed out, his brain is like, he's clearly trying to process it. Okay.
All right, so I'm just going to pop in there. I'm going to grab that. I'm not going to disturb anything else, all right?
Well, well, if you were sent here, then you know it can't be opened, right?
No, it can't be opened? Look, we're just here to retrieve it, so I don't, I don't know any of the details about that.
Well, I mean, well, wait. If you don't know the details, then how could you be sent here?
We're not sent to open it.
Oh, well, unless you pass the trials, you can't go in. It's magically sealed. Only those chosen then who pass the trials of oral can go through. Or
Then why were you guiding the way like anyone could just walk in?
so that they might die before they get the chance to. It looks sad.
It made it pretty suspicious that there was something important back there.
Akuma's not very good at his job.
No,
Okay,
you're
well,
doing a great job. It's just we're just trying to get the book for important reason.
Okay, so obviously the person who sent us forgot to tell us about the trials. Would you mind filling us in?
Oh, well, you are very nice. Well, okay. Well, do you see those, as you can tell, by the kind of like the structural integrity of the ice rink, you might not know it from the downside, like, perspective, but the entire structure is meant to kind of like resemble a snowflake, and the four like different like rooms that you might see over here. Now, as the DM, I'm going to actually reveal what you see. I'm turning into Kermit slightly. So there's voices going. Yeah.
It's good. It's fine. You're just hard to be a walrus.
It's very
Oh,
hard
I
to
see.
be
So
warm.
the other rooms are like trial chambers. I
Yes.
thought there might be more stuff in there, but
Well,
that
then-
makes sense.
Yeah.
I actually need to get a better sense of this space. Let me see, double checking here. Ah, I see.
Well, I mean, usually those who wish to participate in the trials of Oral will use the chambers to the left and right of me to sleep. But no one's here right now, at least. But sometimes they'll come in and, check up on the codicil, just to... well, I said what was in... I said it.
It's okay. It's okay. We already knew that it was there. We knew.
Oh, that's right. Oh, right, because you were sent here. Sorry, Akuma's not very smart. Of course you would know about the codicil if she sent you. If she did send you, that means you are perhaps, here to take the trials of the faithful. I suppose it does make sense that you wouldn't know then if, yeah. What? Let's see. Well, if you want to know about the trials, there are 4 of them. These 4 tests are ones that will prove your sort of fealty and mindset to prove that it's similar to that of the Frostmaiden. There's the test of cruelty, the test of endurance, the test of isolation, and the test of... He kind of looks towards the wall, and you'll see scratched out, I believe it's the lower right hallway. Test of Eservation. As you will see, there is a test of Eservation on the wall with like the first 3 letters scratched out. The first 2 letters scratched out.
Perhaps
Probably
by
was meant to
Tusk.
say. It's probably meant to say preservation.
Yes, that was it.
Okay, well, a lot of these trials sound like things that I could handle. Does the same person need to do all of them, or can a group just have one person from each?
Well, you could do one person, though. I feel like the rest of everyone will just be waiting here, kind of dulling around. That's no fun. Although the tests aren't meant to be fun. So,
Well, the test of isolation sounds like it's meant for just one person.
well,
That's what I'm curious about.
you can go as a group. I mean, it's not part of the test per se. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I've seen groups of people go into tests at a time, especially the isolation one. So maybe it's something that happens when you go there. I don't know.
Can I make a suggestion to the group?
Okay.
I think we should go in on all of them, all together. Except Miss, if you want to stay out here with Muerte, maybe. I don't think she'll fit through the doors. And
You'll see Nask just kind of look in Muerte's direction. Muerte kind of gives her a death stare back. Right.
And I'm going to make the suggestion that we check out the Room of Cruelty first, since I think in this group that'll probably be the hardest one for us to do. All the other stuff sounds like a
I can do
cakewalk.
that one.
Well, that is true. Well, I don't know much about it. I will say, because you've been very nice, the tests aren't the only thing that's down here. Looks towards the north. Well, I don't know how much you know about this place, but, this place used to be, under the control of, like, frost giants. What's that direction called? I know Weast, I know Eost, I know Sooth, but what's the one that goes that way? He kind of points.
North.
North. North. Yes, that's the one. That one. The tomb of the Frost Giant Queen, who died before the Frostmaiden came here.
Oh, I might be interested in checking out that room.
Well,
let's
focus
focus
guarded.
on the.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, it's all right. It's all right. I'm getting ideas here, spitballing, so a little bit of back and forth.
Okay.
You said it's guarded.
Yes, it is guarded by two of her most faithful Huskars. He kind of like mumbles the words to himself. Huskars.
No, you had it closer a little bit ago. Huskarl.
Huskarl.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes.
Is he referring to a house, Carl?
Yes! That's the word. You all are so nice.
Well, you're real nice too.
Thank
How about
you.
we be friends?
Oh, I'd like that. I don't really like being a guard here. The druids just kind of put me here because I was big and scary. I think I'm kind of a disappointment, but I just kind of want to go. But I'm scared of the bird. It's very big,
It is a pretty scary bird.
and I'm not very fast. I'm better in the water, and it's a long ways to the water out of here, and I don't think that I would make it very far before I would be yoinked out and then thrown up into the air hundreds and hundreds of feet and hundreds of feet down, and then I would feel the pressure of hundreds and hundreds of pounds of force on my fat body, and then I would explode.
Yeah, let's not have that happen. Look, there's no reason to feel like you don't fit in. You should see, we've run into a lot of the creatures awakened by the druids, and, not all of them really, have the same specialties. I'm sure you've got talents that only you have.
You're pretty good at sliding.
I am very good at that, yeah. Well,
So, yeah, guys, when after we do these trials, you mind me checking out that room up there?
You want to do it first?
I will say, because I like you guys a lot. If you go into, I think it's the trial of isolation. I've seen druids go in there and they don't come back for days at a time.
Well, maybe we should start with that one.
Do we have any way of talking to the big guy to make sure he doesn't freak out? All right.
Muerte kind of looks at you. If necessary, I can run back and deliver the message.
That's true. Does anybody ever come down here to check on you? Or are you just kind of left to your devices?
Well, sometimes druids who worship the Frostmaiden, some of her servants come in and, well, they don't check on me. They just make sure I'm doing my job. They will either sleep, and he kind of points to his, left and right, otherwise known as Weast and Eost. Sometimes they'll sleep in, the little corners over here, and they'll store some of their treasures of their faith down over, as well as, where the book is. Down that way, beyond the vault. So yeah, they sometimes come down by. So
What?
you might, if they do come, you might want to hide, or your friend might want to hide. So they need a safe place to kind of hide themselves.
Do any of them check on the tomb?
They tend to stay away from the tomb. I don't think. Yeah,
That's
I
our
think,
safe place then.
yeah.
So it looks like we do start with the tomb then.
So start with the tomb, then the challenge of isolation?
That makes sense to me. Thank you so much for all your help. By the way, did we get your name?
Yes. Okuma's name is Okuma.
Okuma. Great
Scott.
name for a great guy like yourself.
Oh, shucks. If a walrus could blush, it would. Thank you.
Alright. So let's check out this tomb then.
Wee! Boom!
Can you spell
Wee!
his name?
Yes, I will certainly do so.
As Meepo adds another name to her list of to convert.
Oh yeah, once we're done with this, I'm gonna definitely try to get him over. But until
Oh,
further notice, he can't know what we're doing here for real.
Let me see here. At this point, I can reveal just a little bit more. I can reveal just a little bit more. Reveal this area over here. It'll be a little bit sloppier with the reveal tool here, but that's okay. There we go. All right. To your north, you will see the passageway will lead to about an anvil-shaped room with the door set into the far wall. Flanking the door are bas-reliefs of two female frost giants holding great axes, and runes are carved into the door surface, which, as you approach, I assume you approach, Hawks?
Of course.
All right. You will see in the dwarvish script, but clearly written out in giant. In ice and blood, our folk are born. To our great queen we raise our horn. We'll fight and plunder in the morn. To Vasa Viken we are sworn. I'll write that down for you. Of course you can continue on as normal. There we go. All right, that's everything.
Okay, well, Hawks is going to head up that way. I don't know.
Now, what are the rest of you doing?
I guess I'd follow Hawks.
All right. Muerte will kind of look towards the rest of you. So, should I head back then? Should I deliver the message to Langajuk?
I say we send you to do the message after the fight with the giants so you can get that experience in. And then you don't have to be here for the trials.
Very well.
Although you'd be kind of helpful to have for the one with cruelty, if I'm honest.
She will try and squeeze through. She actually can fit in these hallways. With a bit of a tight fit, but I can make it. I can make do.
Well, it's also important after this fight, if you and our magic and possessed friend wouldn't mind loading up that shield and taking it back to the to our ride as well. That might be a big help if we end up stuck here for a weird amount of time, just to make sure we get it out.
That's a good plan. I'll have to strategize with her. She kind of rolls her beady little eyes. But first, I want blood.
Okay. So
It's-
Hawks
I
will
knew you'd say
attempt
that.
to open the
If
door.
this is the
again.
tomb, would you be willing to settle for like?
I will
Bone
settle
bits?
for moldy, crusty bones, yes. As long as I can crush them.
Okay, good.
She will definitely settle for them. Alright, so you will push open the door. And as you do so, the ice cracks and breaks at your touch. But it'll still stay firm, and as you push it forward, you'll see this chamber has another door set into the far wall, and standing on either side of the door is a frost giant skeleton wielding a rusty anchor. Each of them stand tall, leaning against their sides, and the pinpricks of light in their eye sockets brighten as they register your presence.
Ox, how do you say pizza delivery in Giant?
So the Giants didn't have a word for pizza. I don't think it was really invented in their time. But you might describe it as something like bread with cheese and sauce, maybe. So yes, hello, I have a delivery of bread with cheese and sauce. Fine eating for my fellows. Don't forget to tip.
You will.
Got me with that last line.
Hang on, I need to double check if frost giants skeletons can speak. This is important. Hang on.
No soliciting.
I really wanted to make a quip. Hang on. They can't speak. They can't speak. But they will register your presence, and as you step forward and as you speak, they will start twirling the anchors in their hands. Not unlike the frost giant noblewoman who you fought before. But it is time for combat.
Our lines are wasted on this class of enemy.
Yeah, you're too good. You're too good for them. It's a tough crowd out here in the Dale. And Morte has advantage, of course.
Philistines. What does that mean anyway?
Like, from actual history, what it actually means?
I think the joke is that in the Forgotten Realms we wouldn't have that actual history context.
Yeah, that's the actual joke here.
What's a Philistine?
I was not sure whether he was asking that as a person or if Skanuk was asking that as a joke, and I was trying to clarify. But it made it sound like I was not aware that he was making the joke.
All good.
Hang on, you don't see that little typo I made there.
Mistake.
Scales, go ahead and roll your initiative for me as well.
Morte Blanca, out for blood. And eager.
Excellent. What's your dexterity modifier, Meepo?
My dexterity is 16, so my modifier is 3.
Okay, I think in that case you will go before Morte then.
Okay.
There we go. Nope, Morte will go after you. Oh, nope. There we go. Okie dokie. Get some combat music here. As Meepo, you are first. Again.
As per usual, I will start off with Sanctuary, because I know that otherwise I'm going to die very quickly. And then,
A necessary move.
Kind of wish I hadn't used Sanctuary in the last fight, because then I feel like I would have had enough spell slots for it to be worth it. I'll just use Resistance on Muerte again. Give Muerte that advantage on, or the D4 on extra things.
Fair enough.
And then I'll move over to here. Just gonna kick off the wall.
Alright, in that case, then, yeah, that would mean it is Muerte's turn. She will rush past Hawks in the cannon.
Get him, Muerte!
You do not have to tell me twice. Yeah! She will rush in. Oh! There's the and then the but again, bit of a disconnect. You will see as she rushes in to the one on the right. She will attack twice with her beak. Not with advantage, because it's not taking damage yet, until the second one, which it will, because that is definitely going to hit then. So that is 7 points of slashing and 7 points of slashing. Alright, you'll see as she takes her beak and then jackhammers it into the leg bone of this massive creature. And you can see it starts to chisel away at the bone. And the giant is not amused. But that is her turn. Which means, Scales, it is now your turn.
I'll move right here, and then I'll take the hide action. No.
Alright.
I will just wait here. Yeah. That's what I'll do.
Alright, fair enough. I guess would you like to roll a stealth check then?
I'm not stealthing.
Oh,
I'm not
my
taking
fault.
stealth action. I'm just waiting.
Okay, you're gonna hold your action then?
Not even that.
Okay, so you're just gonna pass turn then?
Yes.
Pass turn.
I'm
Okay.
repositioning and passing turn.
Okay, fair enough. While Scales decides what to do and just kind of like assesses the situation, Hawks, it is your turn.
Hawks will stomp in over here and use his Giant's Might, one use of that, to do this.
Alright.
And he will stomp in, and Giant, he will say, you know, I read your nice poem on the wall out there, and you're right, plundering really is in the tradition of the Frost Giants. Hope you don't mind. He will pull out his axe and make 2 attacks.
These lions.
Alright, as you bear
Bop.
down at the giant. Oof, yeah, that'll definitely hit.
And bop.
Hmm.
And one of those gets a plus d6. So that'll be 3 more. So 12 and 11, 23 total. And it is really tempting to use my action surge right now. And just push. And I kind of think I'm going to. Yes, I'm going to action surge and take another attack.
Okay.
And because I got cocky, I'm going to miss on both of these.
Ah, you call. How did you call it?
Because that's normal.
Wow, that is very
Most
unfortunate.
the mojo.
In your as you strike down twice, you surge with energy, but as you try and strike again and again, this time the giant boom boom, it starts to twirl its anchor, and each time you try and get the advantage, it blocks it with a swing of its anchor, parrying you at every
Okay, well,
turn.
that's Ox's turn.
Okay. Sorry, buddy. Man,
I called that. I knew that was gonna happen.
you called like that is scary. That is all right.
That's
Skinnock,
life.
that is your turn. It's now Skinnock.
By now
All
he
right.
knows his left.
Yep. Let's see. Well,
I want to make this cleaner right
yes,
here.
there's
There we go. That's
wait, we're like fighting in here to open up the option for a long rest, right? For a nap.
either for yourself or for your ally to hide. So, yes.
Right. Okay. Great. I misunderstood it. Also, was speaking too meta. Let's see.
Also to maybe loot the tomb as well.
Ooh, loot. Let's see. You know what? After that particular thingamajig upstairs, the jug, I am feeling a little bit more eager about all this. So I'm going to start casting spells properly. Gonna cast Scorching Ray on. You know what? The giant to the right, actually.
Okay.
Because Muerte has a much easier to hit. So, 1 Scorching Ray, 2 Scorching Rays, 3 Scorching Rays.
Ouch, mama. Well, all of those will hit, and you said it was all against the one on the right, yes?
Yes. Now, I only get to apply the arcane firearms damage dice to one roll per spell. I don't know if it's kosher to apply it to the natural spell, but
I believe it's the first one. Well, actually, no, it's the. Does it say? Like if it's like the first hit or like the one that
that's
you
actually a good
choose?
question. Let me check.
Because if it's one you can just choose, then yeah.
One of the spell's damage rolls.
So that implies that you can choose. So I'll let it go natural 20. Oh, next time though, like make sure you call it out beforehand.
That's fair. That's, you know what? No, I'll just put it on the first because that is a good point. All right, that's the wrong button. That will be a 13. So a 9, a 13, and an 11.
Ow.
Plus 7.
Alright, so that is
20, 31, 40 total.
Ouchie mama.
Earn.
Not looking very good. And I believe some of the fire actually snaps, like one of the tattered leather bits that is holding this frost giant together, and the left limb starts to sag and kind of like hangs limply. You can see it kind of like reaching around to try and reattach itself together so it can keep hold. The nat 20 triggered the same one that hit the other giant, which was the internal injury.
I guess it makes sense. They do have a lot of internal.
they have huge guts.
Indeed.
You must be huge.
Now,
Huge guts. Or huge bones in this case.
and now I'm going to have the Force Pulse to actually fire at the one next to Hogs.
Okay.
Just to distribute. Distribute some damage around. Best one. Force Ballistic. 7 force damage.
7 points of force damage. Alright. Alright, it gets hits itself against the wall and just kind of shakes itself off, but it will take that 7 points of damage.
Ain't much, but it's honest work.
Alrighty. That
Oh,
means...
shit.
Oh, yes?
No, it's too late now.
Okay, fair enough.
I realized that I do, in fact, have a way to do bludgeoning damage.
Yes, that'll have to be free next turn. That does mean it is the Frost Giant's turns now, though. Let me see here.
Alright. Hold on, let me double check this ability's wording. Let's see. This giant's gonna move slightly down. Actually, no. It's gonna move slightly down here. And get a good angle here. I don't think about 15 feet away. That's fine, though. You see this giant will begin to stare down at Muerte, and you'll see its eyes flash with this bright blue light. And there's an you feel it yourself, Hawks. There's this intense feeling of just sheer cold that is in the area, but is directed squarely at Muerte. Muerte needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay,
She can
that's
add a
not much-
d4 to that.
Indeed, she can, because of your resistance.
Not much I can do to help her, though.
Indeed. Let's see here. She does, thankfully, because of the warrior status, she gets proficiency in con saves. Ooh. She didn't have advantage, but the 20, it turns into a 21. Which means she is not. You will see as she freezes up for a moment. But she breaks through the paralysis that would have happened. This one, next to you, Hawks, is going to take 2 swings at you with its anchor. Starts twirling and then a 17 and a 22. Do either of those hit you, Hawks?
Yeah, the 22 does.
Okay, so in that case, you are going to take 23 points of bludgeoning damage from the anchor. It hits you.
I'm actually not going to take any of that.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Oh my.
In fact, he is going to take that.
Oh my. That's bludgeoning damage.
Indeed it is.
Oh, yes, it is.
And you watch as the cloud washes over. Suddenly, you hear a massive clattering sound as the anchor goes through and embeds itself on the wall and then pulls back to a shattered frost giant skeleton.
Now, look what you did. If you were a little more careful, that wouldn't have happened.
The bones rattle as the skeleton is now rustled.
Is he Jimmy the Skeleton?
Maybe. But unfortunately, that is its turn. Ended very badly for them. Meepo, is now your turn.
Mipo's gonna kind of peek around the corner. Oh wow, that was a big one. Well, that seemed to work real well with Muerte. I'm gonna cast resistance again. This time I'll do it on Hawks. Changing my concentration from Muerte to Hawks. And then I'm gonna move back and don't think I want to use a bonus action on anything else, so I'll save spells for later.
Fair enough. Which means it's Muerte's turn again. She isn't able to stay in a spot right here. So she is just going to jump on your back, Hawks, and that's like using you as like a spring. And she's gonna try and like bat the giant twice with her beak. With advantage this time. Let's see, okay, thankfully the 12 is not a natural 1, but 12 will not go through. The 28 will, though, for 7 points of slashing damage.
The 28 is a critical hit, by the way.
Oh, thank you for pointing that out. I do appreciate the help. For another 8 points of damage. Alright, as she slashes back down, she can't sell on this, so she will get an attack of opportunity. No, I don't want to access OneDrive. Get out of here. 17 will hit her. Ooh, for 24 points of damage. But she will not care. She will muscle through it and scream in rage. Ah! That is right. I can take it. That is her turn. Scales, it is your turn.
Well, with the death of the one guy, changed up my plan a little bit. I mean, I suppose.
Nope.
Let's see here. Yeah, I'll do this.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Kobolds, kobolds. Alright, a wisdom saving throw from the frost giant skeleton. Let's go. Alright, let's see if that -1 can do any work. No, it fails. Alright, it'll take that 5 points of psychic damage. It looks slightly perturbed and its bones begin to rattle in your direction. Alright, so that's your action. Do you have any movement or anything else you'd like to do?
As I say, that's what you get if you're swinging around that big thing recklessly. You kill your friends. And it rattles towards me, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
A skeletal finger just points in your direction, like, you! But is that your turn?
Yes, and turn.
Alright. Hawks, it is now your turn again.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to bop him twice with my battle axe.
Go right ahead.
One bop.
Oh my!
That's going to get the extra d6, so
Mm-hmm.
there we go, 8 more.
Sure
So
is.
that's great.
Okay, lingering injuries, not much anything else will happen there, Fred.
I'll bop him again for 5 more. Not big rolls here, but that's okay.
That is
So that's
okay.
10... It's 23 damage total. And because he's only one size larger than me, I can attempt to shove to knock him prone with my shield. So that will be an athletics check, which I will have advantage on for being big through Giant's Might.
Indeed you do. Alright, so let's see. Oh my...
Good luck.
Yep. Unless he rolls a natural 20, I don't think he can actually beat you. Okay, 21. A good effort. However, as clearly the muscles had clearly degenerated over time, as you slash upward, it stumbles forward, and you use the momentum of that blow to it kind of like just punch the shield right in the chest, and it kind of like vibrates the skeleton in such a way that it just topples over, crashing down, prone.
I'm going to back up this way so that Muerte can possibly pop in there and
Alright.
stay there and fight. But yes, that will be Hawks' turn.
Alright. Which means, Skanuk, it is now your turn.
Well, if he's prone, that means it's a little bit hard to dodge. And he's still quite a big target. Screw it. Catapult time.
Alrighty.
Catapult.
16. With the -1.
Son of a...
You try and do something cool with catapult,
And
Do
the
they?
creature with a -1 succeeds on his dexterity saving throw. I just have a tiny little violin here that I'm just playing for you right now.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't even do damage.
I'm sorry, man.
Single
Um,
tier.
Are you emboldening bonded Skanuk at all, or no?
Catapult should be an attack roll.
That should
Wait,
be.
is he prone?
He's prone. Let me double check. I don't think it does, even though it should. But let me double check.
his
Prone gives
disadvantage
you
on attack
disadvantage on range
rolls.
attacks.
Yeah.
Ah,
But I
it,
don't
it
know about
feels like it
saves.
should, but
But
yeah,
I
it
don't
seems
know about
Eh.
saves.
nah.
No effect on saves.
That
Well-
is very unfortunate. You try
That's
your
just
best
nice.
and you don't succeed. Sorry, I was
Get rid of catapult.
In that case,
force
You
ballista.
try your best and don't succeed, get rid of catapult.
Four.
And he's prone too, so you have disadvantage on the ranged attack.
thankfully he's also next to someone, so it's not too bad.
Yeah,
but still,
thankfully, like at least you get the 23, and it's not like worse than that. But hey, you get that 4 points of damage in.
4 or 7?
4, because that doesn't include the arcane firearm damage.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that does mean that it is the frost giant skeleton's turn. It will use half of its movement to stand up. Because it is vicious mockery, its first attack will be at disadvantage against Hawks because cannot engage and cannot go past you, and Muerte's too far away. So it's going to strike you twice. First one disadvantage, Hawks. A natural 1 for the first attack. And for the second attack is a 15, which I believe will miss.
Yep, that is under my AC.
Alright, the first swing will just soar back past you, Hawks, and kind of gets caught into the wall. It pulls and tugs to try and hit you with the backswing, but only succeeds in almost hitting itself. So that is its turn, unfortunately for it. So, too bad, so sad. Meepo, it is your turn.
That's a really good idea if you're using it as the flamethrower.
Meepo.
or even like there's one that does a small radius of temporary hit points.
Catapulted
How's-
into the middle of a group.
How's Hawks
Yeah.
looking?
Hawks has not taken damage. Muerte
Okay.
has.
Muerte's taken quite a bit of damage.
Morte's taking quite a bit of damage, but she... Does she look alright?
She looks somewhat, a little bit bloodied.
Okay, I'll give her some help.
Alright, she gets some good old health back.
And I'm going to keep resistance up. I'm going to keep concentrating on it for Hawks. I think it disappears when he uses it, but I don't think he's used it yet, so...
Nope.
Correct, he has not used it yet. Alright, so just go ahead and roll that healing for me.
Right, and it's 1d4 plus... I think 4?
Yep, your spellcasting ability modifier. So for your wisdom, I believe it's a +4.
It's 5.
Oh, it's 5. Never mind, it's a +5 then. It's 1d4 plus 5.
Good thing I checked. 7.
7.
7 healing to Morte.
Not bad at
That's my
all.
turn.
She will nod at you thankfully as you do so. As it is now to segue into her turn. Screeching as she goes into the fray. If roll 20 will load on it. Thank you. There we go. With advantage. Alright. No crits this time, but both will hit.
Some whammies.
Yuck. Alright. Do. Alright, 5 and then 7. Alright. The creature gets badly wounded to the point where the bones are starting to fall apart, but it is still standing for now, but not for much longer. She will end her turn there, and Scales, it is now your turn.
I suppose I will do that. And then that.
All right, so go ahead and roll the unsettling words, and I'll roll that wisdom saving throw. All right. The 13. That
Also, my intention was not to use the unsettling words to give the minus to the vicious mockery, because I was sure that the vicious mockery would work in the first place. So I really should have done it reverse side.
Okay, fair enough. I'll let it slide. I'll let you do that.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Let's see here. Okay, so go ahead and roll the damage for me for vicious mockery. That is partially my fault. I do tend to jump the gun pretty quickly when I'm rolling for stuff. 6 points of damage. Okay. Alright, the next attack has disadvantage.
And the next saving throw has a -8 to it.
Jeez. That's a big one. Is that your turn, Scales?
That is my.
Alright. Hawks, that means it is your turn.
All right. I think this calls for a couple more attempts at bopping. I think he's only a couple of good bops away, so let's make it happen. Was that a good bop?
That was a good bop. But not
Okay.
enough to take him down. That one, however. How would you like to end the Frost Giant?
Well, the first swing sweeps his leg out from under him and lines up his neck with Hawks' height, Hawks' enlarged height. And he says, I hope you don't mind, but plundering is kind of a Frost Giant tradition, so I think you'd be proud of me. And I'll take his head off.
For a split second, you see perhaps a hint of pride? Or some sort of strange emotion. It's hard to read a skeletal face, but there's a sense of satisfaction as you do so, as you cleave the head from the body, as it rattles and clanks to the ground, as the bones shatter. And combat, once again, has come to a close.
So, but let's go forward into the tomb. Or should we check these guys first? They got anything fancy on them? I did promise them I'd plunder, so, I'm kind of obligated at this point.
Fair enough. I mean, to be fair, their armor is sort of like patchwork and not very well made, and the only other thing of note that they have is their sort of strange, like, anchor weapons, but that's about all they have on their persons.
Okay, well, let them rest with their gear then. Now, this door, on the other hand, it ain't resting anytime soon.
It certainly won't be. With Muerte's help, you both push open and reveal what you see. So, what you see. This chamber contains a dead female frost giant, encased in a solid block of ice, carved to resemble a standing sarcophagus. The block of ice is 25 feet tall and 12 feet wide, around 10 feet thick as well. Behind the entombed giant, embedded in the north wall, is a door made of ice, and the ceiling is carved in the scowling visage of a male frost giant with an icy beard, pointing down and scowling at any would-be intruders.
Is this a depiction of the Allfather?
From your knowledge, it resembles the face of the statuette that you saw in the treasure hoard. This is a depiction of Thrym, god of frost giants.
Well, I might actually have to be smaller to get around this, but if I could scoot around her without damaging the resting place.
Indeed, you can. You kind of like shimmy along the eastern wall, and you kind of have to suck in your gut a little bit. But you do manage to get to the other wall.
I'm going to point back up at the Visage and be like, hey, you'd be proud of me for getting this stuff.
The Visage says nothing, but scowls down at you anyway.
Hawk scowls back and chuckles to himself. Okay.
All right.
What's behind door number... How many doors did we get through to get here?
Let's see. One,
two,
two, three.
Door number 3, then.
So, as you try and pull open the door, you see that it is stuck. You will need to make a strength check to open this door.
Athletics?
Athletics, yes. This is actually
Okay.
athletics.
So I have advantage on that for being giant. And because I think now's as good a time as any, I'm going to activate the Frost Rune and give myself a +2 on this.
Okay.
Advantage with a +2 will be a 25.
A 25 is just what you needed. It takes
That Frost
It
clutch.
takes all of your might. You heave and you hoe. You push and you push. It takes every single ounce of strength that you have to push open this door. But after around 5 minutes or so of effort, eventually the doors swing open to reveal the next chamber. Leaning against the back wall of this room is a formidable weapon. A giant-sized great axe, its steel head resting upon the icy floor. It is around 15 feet tall and, you assume, weighs a massive amount.
I should be small at this point again.
Yep.
But if it will help me pick this thing up, I might go use another usage of Giant's Might. If it's such an important weapon, I'm going to assume it's magical.
Okay.
So, that being said, do we have a minute here? Can I try to attune to this?
You want me to try removing a curse from it just in case? First?
Sure, if that wouldn't be too costly for you.
No, I think we were planning on resting if we could after this, right?
Yeah, and also discussing getting the treasure from the other room back.
Yeah, we'll do this. I've been saving spells and conserving it through the battles, so I haven't used too many yet.
Okay, so I will attempt to attune to this if we're resting.
Okay. So, what are you doing there, Meepo?
You're removing curse from the battle axe if there is one, just in case.
Well, keep in mind, sometimes that doesn't like remove the curse from the
Well, yeah,
item
but if he
itself.
attunes to it, hopefully he'll learn about it, and then he can unattune.
Okay, fair enough.
That's the plan, at least.
Okay, so you're holding on to that for now. So, as you attempt to attune to the weapon hux, true to form, your suspicion holds true, and the axe will slowly shrink down to accommodate to your size. And now this is technically a great axe. However, it adjusts its size to match whoever attunes to it. So I'm going to say that your small size does not hamper you for wielding it.
Oh.
Is there any chance I could convince you that it's a battle axe and I could use it with a shield?
Make a persuasion check on the DM for fun.
Wow.
Because I also want that other shield.
The shield,
too.
yeah, I know.
Why would they give you a two-handed weapon and a big shield in the same place? That's silly.
It's a great axe. For funsies, if you rolled high enough, I was gonna be like, yeah, sure, whatever. You're tuned to it, it turns into a battle axe, whatever.
It's just a great axe. What kind of great axe is it?
So, as you attune to it, you feel almost kind of like what you feel Savage might feel every fight that he has. You learn that the axe has the following properties. You gain a +1 to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. In addition, while you're attuned to the weapon, your hit points maximum increases by 1 for each level you have attained.
Ooh.
It's basically the tough feat. That's nice.
Yeah. Huh. Wow. And as far as I can tell, it's not cursed. Does that seem like a lot of anger for me?
Make an Arcana check for me, or a religion check, your choice.
I'm
Can I
much
help in
better at
any way?
religion.
What would you say, Meepo?
Can I help in any way? Looking for
Because
curses
you
on
were
it?
holding a remove curse, I'll say that you were kind of suspicious enough to make a check of your own if you want, or you can give him advantage, your choice.
What's your Arcana like? In your
My
religion?
Arcana is a 0. My religion's a +3.
Do you have advantage on either of those?
No, not by default.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at you. I'm just
I'll do my own check then.
okay. Oh,
Better than what I got, but yeah.
okay. With that in mind, I'd say because of the fact that you are naturally suspicious of anything that might be in this tomb, you get the inclination that whatever exists, whatever magic exists within this axe, the fact that it gives you more health, you kind of think to yourself, the rage that you have, if you became wounded, you become wounded enough, you might go berserk while you wield the axe. If you don't have enough how to describe this in character?
If you don't have your wits about you.
If you don't have your wits about you. So there's a chance, if you become damaged enough, you might go berserk. And what's more, you don't want to let go of it. And you feel a slight aversion to your javelins.
Do I need to remove the curse?
Yeah, probably.
Alright.
So if you because of the high roll, I will let you overview the mechanics of the curse if you would like.
Yeah, I would like to take a look at it.
Okay. So, as you can tell, this axe is in fact cursed, and becoming attuned to it extends the curse to you. And as long as you are cursed, you are unwilling to part with the axe, keeping it within reach at all times. You have disadvantage on attack rolls with weapons other than this one, unless no foe is within 60 feet of you that you can see or hear. Whenever a hostile creature damages you while the axe is in your possession, you must succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw, or go berserk. While berserk, you must use your action each round to attack the creature nearest to you with the axe. If you can make extra attacks as part of the attack action, you use those extra attacks, moving to attack the next creature after you felled your current target. If you have multiple possible targets, you attack one at random. You are berserk until you start your turn with no creatures within 60 feet of you that you can see or hear.
That's
It's quite a negative.
Yeah, that's potentially like having to wipe out the whole party to end the effect. No, we're not doing that. No.
So I use remove curse on Hawks so that he can drop it.
Yep. Well, that's a shame. Is there anything else in the treasury here, or just the axe?
It seems like it's just the axe.
Well, they can keep it.
Yeah, and as far as you can tell, it's a pretty secure room. So at the very least, if you wanted to take a rest here and try and remain hidden, We'll be away from prying eyes. Hashtag keep it for Savage if he comes back.
I think we should keep it, but I don't
Quiet.
think we should have anyone attuned to it. So I'm going to add it to my inventory,
Okay.
but I'm not going to attune to it or use it, reattune to it or use it.
Fair enough.
Besides, that shield then will be
Easily used.
yes, because I want
So-
that shield.
Planning on doing a long rest then?
I think we were planning on doing a short rest, right?
It hasn't been 24 hours, near 24 hours yet.
So I'm still
And
gonna
plus, if you
probably
wait too
use-
long, the Frostmaiden might come back.
Yeah. I'm probably going to use my daily use of invisibility on Muerte to get her an opportunity to get the shield out without too much trouble.
Okay, and would you want the possessed form of villain to go with her, or would you prefer villain or Nas stay with you?
That's up to the others, I think. I'm not partial one way or the other. Muerte can probably take care of it, but Villain would be helpful. I mean, we'll probably all have to go up to load up the stuff when I do that. I would assume, right?
I think we're kind of at a point where she's not really going to be able to help us going forward. And it would be better to know that she's got all that stuff secure for us. Because we've been kind of broke this whole time. It's nice to have a little bit of a monetary windfall, you know?
Yeah.
And I would like to have some guarantee that we're getting that. That is the best magic she could do for us right now, is making sure our money is safe.
She kind of snaps her fingers at you, like kind of gives you like the finger crossbows. That I can certainly do. But to make myself useful somehow, she kind of like flusteredly.
I imagine finger crossbows is like doing Ninja Turtle hands where your middle finger is pointing out and your thumb and middle finger are pointed out to the side. So, like fingers.
I look a little bit.
After you snap.
That would look a little bit awkward, but I could imagine it. All right, so
If you're
she
used to it, it
will.
would be awkward.
She'll go upstairs with Muerte then, in order to at least begin the initial process of piling stuff on the shield.
Okay.
So that means the rest of you can take a short rest if you need to in this little area.
Um,
Do I get back on a short rest?
I get back my Cloud Rune, which is huge, and I get back my Action Surge, which is huge. Do not get back my Giant's Might, but that's okay.
Did you use Second Wind?
I
And
did
if so,
not
do you
use
get
my
it back?
Second Wind. I would get it back, but I did not use it. Because I did not take any damage.
Emboldening Bond is a long rest. Channel Divinity is a short rest, but I didn't use it. I don't think I get anything back except for
lose my Ken.
Channel Divinity. And Grovel, Cower, and Beg.
Use this spell shoot one right. Okay. I can do this.
So do we want to do the Isolation one first, and then wait for Moite to get back to do the Cruelty one?
I guess that makes sense.
sense.
Because Meepo's not going to be any help in that one. All the others you could probably do, but... She might have to have her eyes closed the entire time for the Cruelty one.
Okay, you can borrow my blindfold.
That'll work.
All right, so so Muerte and Nas would have started the process of loading up the gold. Did you actually want them to bring it back, like to go now, or do you prefer them to wait? Because they will come back down and check.
I was thinking they could go now, but I don't know how everyone else feels about that. At least make sure it's loaded up so that when we do leave, they can go. The big thing is if we don't know how long we're going to be in the isolation one, they're going to need to hide out somewhere.
We can hide out in this room.
They could.
And then when we're
leave
done with the
it
isolation
loaded
room,
up and ready to just harness to her and go.
Yeah, I say we harness her, let her go, and then go into the isolation room. When we're done with the isolation room, we come out and go into this room and wait for them to come back, or if they're already back, then we just go into the next one.
That makes sense to me.
My worry is that because we killed the giant upstairs, there's going to be evidence that we were fucking around in here.
Yeah.
Though I guess,
If I may make a suggestion, Nass will kind of step in. If what the walrus friend said was true, and he will be gone for several days, I don't feel particularly safe in the belly of the beast, as it were. It might be safer for either. Well, I don't. Merte probably won't care to be safe, although I'm already dead, so it's weird. I want to feel safe, but I already died. It's a strange feeling.
yeah.
But I would prefer to stay in this body for now, so that I can complete my task of finding the codicil. And if I'm dead again, or expelled from Velen's body, I can't do that. So it might be best. Well, I don't want to tell you what to do. I don't want to tell you what to do, because it seems like you know what you're doing. But that's just what I'm feeling.
Right, it might be best if you two just stay on the
Angaju?
stay on the boat, and then we can come and get you.
Well, I could always send for you.
True. Do you have some sort of sending spell, or?
Yes, I do.
Oh, that's convenient then. Well, then we might be able to meet up back with each other. In that case, we should bring the gold back now, then, since we're going to be heading back anyways.
Yeah.
Well, I'll send for you right before we're ready to start the cruelty test so that you can... Well, I guess I'll send for Muerte.
I'll handle it.
If you've got some spare time, would you mind identifying that shield for me once you get back?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, that I can definitely do. Especially with Velen's help. She kind of flips to the book. Don't know why I didn't have it in my own book. It's so useful. She kind of goes up the stairs. And they will now depart.
And I will turn Muerte invisible as they're leaving.
Yeah. Yes, take care of yourself. I don't want to see you die. Alright, they will leave. So, the hour is up. You've taken your short rest. And Akuma is still bouncing around, living his best life.
I like that guy.
Having a grand old time.
Having a good time, having a good time.
No, this isn't Oho.
Meebo's having the must protect instinct go on right now.
Must protect the pure walrus.
I'm gonna rescue him one of these days.
I need to double check and make sure which room isolation actually was. Wow, Bowser's in full force today.
What?
He's a good boy.
I actually don't hear him. So.
You don't?
No, it's weird.
What?
Say that.
I hear him.
Okay, so it is... Okay, so actually, I was actually wrong. The test of preservation is the one to the southwest. Isolation is the one to the southeast instead.
Okay. Well, that is where we will go first, I think.
Alrighty, so you will head in that direction.
Hey, we're gonna pass through this room real quick, so
Good luck! Don't die, please. You seem very nice. I don't want to die.
We don't want to die either, so we'll try our best not to.
Good luck. So,
Have a great time sliding around.
all right. So, as you approach into this hallway, you'll see that you will see the word written above is isolation. And as you push open the door, the walls of this oddly shaped room are etched with elaborate panoramas of winter scenes. Set into the back wall is a door inscribed with a large snowflake. Anyone who wants to can go ahead and roll me a religion check.
How much?
Okay, 9 and 9.
What did you say?
Religion.
I assure you this is my speciality.
In fact, it is.
Huh. I was lying to my teeth.
Like, huh, I actually did know that. You surprised yourself, Skanuk. As you kind of think to yourself, and Meepo as well, both of you would realize that this snowflake might just be the Frostmaiden's holy symbol. In fact, given what Akuma said as well, the whole of the basement might actually be carved in the shape of a snowflake as well.
I wonder how the Frost Giant stuff and Arl stuff kind of mix together. That's kind of weird. Because that tomb was obviously there before. Did she just like extend the area around it?
Well, remember at the Yarrow Moot, right? There was a discussion of the Frostmaiden being something that they worshipped as well.
Well, obviously they had that, what's his name? Up on the ceiling?
Thrym.
Yeah, Thrym. So, I'm wondering if Frostmaiden was like a secondary thing to them at the time?
Bear in mind, can I explain? I know enough about the ordning to explain that there's like
Yes.
one for each category of giant, and then there's the Allfather, and all of that. So there's kind of a pantheon built into giants in general. I don't think it's very surprising that they might pick up, one or two, other deities locally.
You don't suppose they'd be willing to pick up Eldath, do you?
There are certainly giant varieties that might be interested in such a thing. You're barking up the wrong tree with frost giants. Frost giants and fire giants, I think, would generally not. Yeah, no. That ain't happening.
I didn't think so.
But anyway.
Both are very fond of military might.
Yeah, I can tell. So those angers are kind of interesting, though. Anyway.
In any case, the door ahead of you awaits. In this direction over here. Do you open the door?
Which one? This guy back here?
Yeah, way back there.
Nothing to do but to go through it. Nothing else has happened so far, right?
Yeah, nothing so far.
Is there anything that looks like it'll cause any pain from opening it?
Go ahead and roll me a perception or investigation check of your choice.
That's a good number.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of nat 20s going on in this session tonight. It's pretty fun. You do not see any indication that there is any trap that will harm you or any effect that would cause you physical pain or magical pain. Same for you, Skinak.
Seems safe enough for now, from this side.
I will say, with the natural 20 perception check, as you get closer to the door, it almost feels like there's a gust of wind
coming through the door.
Brace yourselves. Windy on the other side, it seems.
All right. So you open the door. And as you open the door, one by one, Meepo first, Meepo vanishes. And then Hawks. And then Skinnock. And then Scales. And then there's a flurry and blurring. As you all find yourself, when your vision clears, standing at the edge of a camp under a clear sky. All the warriors in this, what appears to be a tribal camp of some kind, all stop sharpening their weapons and stare at you.
This doesn't seem very isolated.
Indeed. As you look upon this little display, you will note you are definitely not dreaming. It seems that whatever magic has teleported you here has given you another gift. You look above your heads, and each of you is a tiny glowing snowflake floating a few inches above your heads. And as you kind of notice this, the tribesmen also notice this. You do notice, quickly at a glance, that all of these tribespeople, you notice that these are definitely the Ragged Men of the Dale, first of all. But what else is that these are all wearing sort of like hides and furs that are all made from saber-toothed tigers.
I'm pretty sure we were supposed to avoid these people.
Oh, we're here now.
Maybe that's the isolation? Like, isolate ourselves from them?
You can see one starting to back away. And he's like, You must come with us. You must see our chieftain at once.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I guess.
We're supposed to be isolating, though. I don't know.
I suppose we should go with them for now.
Oh, dear. So many.
So, you are led further into the camp. You are brought towards the central fire in the center of the camp. And you will see, and between two tents, there is a woman, with bald head and wearing several kind of like long, kind of like fur trimmed of saber-toothed tiger hides. And just many, many bones. A woman kind of like darker of skin. And as she turns to face you, you see behind her is a massive saber-toothed tiger. And as she kind of looks at you, she picks up, from like what she appeared to be sharpening the edge of a massive great axe. And she looks at you. She looks exulted, excited. Ah, Oril has blessed us, she kind of shouts out, and the rest of the warriors cautiously begin to cheer as well. The Frostmaiden has sent emissaries to watch our camp while we complete our mission.
Oh, is that why we're here? Okay, that makes sense. So you go away, and then we're isolated.
Yes, that is what I assume Oril has sent you for. For we are going to make our move after all this time. Finally, we will take the tribe of the Elk, their camp for our own, and leave them to scatter to the winds of the Dale. And the other members of her tribe begin to shout and kind of like jeer into the air. Everyone,
load up the dogs.
But what if you weren't to do that and you were to go find some grounds in the exact opposite direction as I cast suggestion on her?
Alright, give me just a moment.
I'm going to whisper to Meepo that if this doesn't work, that maybe she should cast Sending and alert someone.
I was already getting ready to cast the spell.
Excellent.
Just double checking her stats here.
We can stay here and guard the camp, but I'm not letting you take them by surprise.
Okay.
Be great if they come back having been failed to ambush them. It's like, oh yeah, sucks to suck.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, what was your suggestion again?
To not attack the tribe of the elk and to go in the complete opposite direction in hopes of finding a better prey.
So says Arl.
I'm actually using
Yeah, I mean, it is a
the
pretty-
right. I'm actually using the wrong token for this one. My apologies.
Like, the great white worm of the tundra is a threat upon Oral's kingdom and must be eliminated, and you are the best
Yeah.
to do so.
Just double checking. Okay. She kind of thinks to herself. Perhaps. You make an excellent point, emissaries of the Frostmaiden.
And she's quite weak, too. I mean, how old
Fine.
is she?
Ha! That is a lie, and you know it. And yet the challenge will be great. Yes. Everyone,
Earl sure does like testing people.
we have a new task bestowed upon the emissaries by us, by the emissaries of the Frostmaiden. We will go and strike to the dragon's lair, and we will take of its hoard for our own. Perhaps
Well, that is some good plundering.
Indeed. And then, perhaps later, we will take the tribe of the elk. Unfortunate, but new tests, new days, new advantages. Come then, load up the dogs, load up the sleds, let us go. And so they will begin to leave. Leaving you all to your own devices.
Well, I'm just gonna take a nap and just kind of chill out here. Who wants to be in the tiny hut where it's warm?
Tiny up.
Someone's got to keep the fire going, right?
We'll keep it in with us in the tiny hut, or at least most of it.
Should we let the elk tribe know that the saber-tooth tribe stuff is being unguarded?
You do make an excellent point.
I mean, I doubt they're coming back for it. They didn't seem like they were ready to take on
Ow.
her.
You know,
There's probably
I considered warning them about the whole thing with the fella on her back, but you know, I think they've got enough people to figure it out on their own.
What I wouldn't give to be able to see that go down.
If we had that mirror, I could watch part of it.
Oh yeah. What do you think happens if we like go back to our house from here, and then like
From
go
here?
back to?
I don't know where we are.
Oh, we're in the tundra. But
There's a
like,
lot of tundra.
sure. But like, if we get back to civilization and get back to the island, and then go through another test, what happens?
Oh, I don't know.
Does that like cause Arl to reboot?
What's that mean?
Yeah, I don't think she needs boots with the owl feet, right?
That's like it's like when someone's sleeping in and they won't wake up, you got to boot them, and sometimes you got to reboot them.
Oh.
Ah, multiple kicks. Got it.
Exactly.
All right, so it seems that you have some time to yourselves during this time of waiting. You have the camp to yourselves. You may do as you wish.
This seems kind of like some of the stuff that Eldathans go through. Come clerics. Kind of nostalgic, actually.
Do they have any like meat preserved anywhere here?
Go ahead and roll investigation check for me.
From what it
Just-
sounds like to me, we don't really want to become clerics of oral. That would
No, I
be
don't.
awful.
Yeah. We're just trying to get into the locked door where she keeps the really expensive book. Or important book.
13 and 9. It seems like most of the supplies were taken with them. If there are any spare around, you can't seem to find them, or they're probably well hidden.
Okay, well, I actually still, I think, have some bear meat with me.
I have some rations.
So I will cook my bear meat over the fire and share it around.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Much obliged.
you sit around the campfire. And of course, is there any sort of discussion you'd like to have with yourselves? Any sort of role-playing you'd like to do before the night ends?
I feel like we've already done that.
Fair enough. I just wanted to make sure.
But I don't know.
In any
Yeah.
case. Oh, yes, go ahead.
I was gonna ask about something, but I think I rolled too low. I was gonna ask if there was like a pot or pan that I could steal from them.
You find a pot. You look inside the pot. It's a chamber pot.
We'll make do. I'm gonna chuck it like into the fire. Well, no, I'm going to empty it and then going to like put it in the fire to cleanse in this fire over here.
Gotcha.
The secondary fire.
This,
What if they're cooking
a
fires?
cloud whew, from the campfire as you cleanse the pot. What would you like to do with the cleansed pot?
Skamaka's thinking that if we've got a couple of days or something, he's going to try and use magic to like, heat it to being workable and try to like start roughing out a basic concept for an axe for Morse's beak.
Oh, from the pot?
Yep.
You might want to cleanse it again.
What were you trying to do then? I'm sorry, I'm not sure I quite understood completely.
I'm trying to like use fire magic to sort of like get it to heat it up until it's workable, and then try to like sort of like
He's
like
turning it into
sketch
like a-
out. Yeah, like prototype up something that could be attached to Morte's beak as an axe.
He's
an
making the
accent.
pot into like a mask that'll be like sharp at the end, so that it'll be a
Gotcha.
mask.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'll say, go ahead and just make an intelligence check for me using your smith's tools or tinker's tools, your choice.
Optimal goring damage.
Optimal.
Exactly.
I'll help if I can.
You can. Well, 23 is quite good. Yeah, with the time that you have here, you might as well use it. I'd say, yeah, with enough... Well, thankfully that had advantage. You have, with enough work, warped it in such a way from the heat that you've got it in such a way that it's just sharp enough to not impede Muerte when she attacks with her beak, but just artistically created enough that it's quite intimidating to look at.
Excellent. Excellent.
So go ahead and put a sharp beak mask in your inventory for Muerte.
Chamber pot mask.
This is a first, just type.
That there is cutting edge technology.
Indeed.
So while you all are resting there, I need everyone to make a survival check.
Are we not staying in the
Oh no, you can stay in the tents. You still need to make this check regardless, though.
in the
What's this man? That's a fancy one.
spell? The hut?
You can be in the hut if you like.
Okay, so it doesn't affect it.
You still need to make the check, though.
Okay. Survival, you said.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Before I roll, I am going to use a flash of genius on Hawks.
Okay. So that means I roll
Okay.
again, or do you add stuff?
It just adds my intelligence modifier, so you rolled a 15.
Okay, that is excellent.
Good. So 2 15s, a 23, and a 6.
Okay, 15, 23. Okay. As you sleep for the first night, you feel you have strange dreams of wandering a frozen wasteland for hours upon hours on end, fearing for your lives, but then you all wake up in the morning and you take a head count. Everyone's here, everyone's together in the hut. Everything's as it should be.
I feel like based on some of the narration that's happened, that's not really that strange a dream for Skinnock.
No, it isn't. But it's a dream nonetheless. For the rest of you, that would be strange.
Oh, is it already Tuesday again?
Monday, Saturday.
Keep track of days. It's always dark.
I keep track of days by the fucked up dreams that Arl sends me.
But you have another day ahead of you, and if you'd like to do anything other sort of downtime in here, go ahead and tell me. Otherwise, we will continue on to the next night.
Anyone
there
want
any-
to play?
Scales,
Anyone want to play a game of dice?
You have dice? I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, neither am I.
Guess we could do dice.
Is there any plant life nearby?
roll a nature survival check for me.
Survival is better for me.
20. There are actually some tufts of kind of like winter grass that are currently just sort of tucked into the ground, like beneath the snow. There also isn't in somewhat close to the camp. There is in fact a lone evergreen tree.
Do I know of anything I could potentially make with those things using my herbalism kit?
Evergreens can be used to make tea.
I will make some tea with my herbalism kit.
Alright, I will let you do that. Go ahead and make a nice pot
Been
of
a while
tea.
since I had tea.
Intelligence, I guess?
Yeah, intelligence. 6. To be fair,
Can I help?
it's your not for this one. To be fair, you're
teaching my secret recipe for Eldath tea.
it's your first time doing it, so obviously it's gonna be rough around the edges the first time. You drink it, it's very bitter. You probably needed like a couple more passes at it, like maybe some more.
I have any more gingerbread cookies?
Those were with Savage when he went.
I think I had a few of them.
You probably had a couple, but like the huge bag was with
I know
Savage.
it was.
Which actually, now that I think
frozen
about it,
onto him.
it was frozen onto him. So that
So we
actually,
can get them back. They were preserved.
yeah. Now he still would have been frozen with him, but like if you go back to Angojuk, they're gonna be there with him.
Looks like I ate them or gave them away if I had them. Yeah, I don't have them anymore.
That's a funny thought, though. I didn't even think about that until just now.
The first thing Savage does, I need a gingerbread cookie.
But alas, another night comes, and as
I'm
you
gonna spend this night, the part that I'm awake for, in meditation and prayer.
Okay. I'll spend my ration.
all right, yeah, make sure to mark off your rations as well, guys.
Right. I'll spend 2 of those here. Actually, I had one of Hawks's last night if he was sharing it.
Yeah, the bear meat? I did, yeah. I basically used up all my bear meat to share it around.
Fair enough.
All right, another night comes to pass, and I need everyone to make a survival check again.
Oh.
Hmm.
Let's see. I guess Meepo's getting a flash of genius on that one. Can I do it to
Get
myself?
13.
Yeah, 13.
We would have
Okay.
got long rests before then, right?
You would have gotten long rests, yes, because there has been
If that were the
time.
case, then knowing that we had a survival check the night before, no, it's only 10 minutes. Emboldening Bond wouldn't help
Yeah,
overnight.
it wouldn't really help because it's over a long period of time that this effect occurs.
Yeah.
And it is a natural one. As you guys wake up, Scales is not there.
Oh,
I'm gonna
That's-
sending
Hit.
to
Which
Scales.
means the hut is not there either, probably.
Yep. You are actually fun point of order there. Then you all are awakened by a gust of cold wind as you realize you are no longer under the hut as well.
okay. That's,
You want me to see if he's around? I got all my
Yeah.
spells back.
if you wouldn't mind.
Scales, where'd you go? We're still here, and we woke up, and the hut was gone. We'd like you to come back if you know how to. Fire's burning bright and hot. That's it. You can send back if you can.
So Scales, you have no idea where you are. All you see is a blinding mass of white that is blinding your very vision. It is cold. You have no idea where you are. You are lost. But you do hear Meepo's words.
I'm not sure where I am. Help.
So, it seems that you do not see Scales at any point around the camp. He is just simply gone. What do you do?
Oh, shit.
Eldath? Now'd be a good time to help.
Where there might have been some comfort in asking for Eldat's help. All you are greeted with is a cold wind.
If I knew which direction he went, Could maybe use a spell here, but have to be kind of close to him. We don't know how far close he is. Is there any sign of him that left? Any footprints in the snow? Everybody want to help look for that? I don't know if survival or investigation is more appropriate. You'd let me know.
15, 22. I am sorry to say that there is no way to know where he went. It is as if he has vanished without a trace.
Interesting. Can we... I want to get some of the pine... You said there's pine trees here? I want to get some of the branches and get them on the fire. Some of the fresh green ones chopped off and on the fire to put up a smoke.
I'll help him do that, just to save time. Doesn't take
Alright.
long.
Easy enough to do. You take some pine branches together and try and make a little bit of smoke. It is easy enough to do. You do create a little bit of a larger smoke stack.
I mean, I don't think that we would know if Scales sees that or not, but, like, I really don't think that we can afford to leave the camp, you know?
And as for you, Scales, you have no awareness of your surroundings. As you look for any sort of indication of where the camp might be, any sort of flame, any sort of hope, all that greets you is blinding white wind. The only thing to do now is wait and wander.
And tiny hut.
And tiny hut. You can certainly do that for yourself if you wish.
When someone is lost, it is always best to stay put until someone finds you, or you die. I have 6 days of rations. I'll be fine.
Alright. Another day and another night.
Because we're staying in the tents tonight.
Staying in the tents tonight. I need you to make another survival check for me.
Am I included in this survival check?
You are not. You are separate from this check.
I guess I give it to Hawks. You're at 9.
Better
Okay.
than nothing.
Okay. 18, 20.
Just before we go to bed, I would use locate creature to see if he's within 1,000 feet of us. If he's not, then it
As you
just
try for
fizzles.
any sort of desperation to try and find your friend, the spell falters. He is not within that range.
Figured that, but wanted to double check.
As you wake up for the third morning, everyone is here, except for Scales.
You wanna send to him just to check up on him?
Gales, how you doing?
So Scales, because of the lack of awareness of your surroundings, you, in quick thinking, try and make use of your time in the tiny hut to try and, at the very least, stay warm. Each time you try and get a sense of where you are, all you hear are just these weird scuttling and gnawing sounds. How do you hold up? How does Scales hold up? Is he afraid? Is he courageous? How does he react to his isolation?
It's honestly nothing new to Scales. Since he was pretty well isolated at the cabin next to Ungajik's Bell, ever since he lost his Yeti pack. The constant fear of predators and the dragon being alone, it's almost comforting.
Okay.
At
Yep.
least you don't have three crazies dragging you into the lair of some frost god.
Yeah, you know what? You guys have been nothing but trouble since I left my cabin.
One of
Aw,
them's
we love you
claiming they
too.
were once a bird.
See, I like to imagine that at this point, at some point in this whole trial, this is in fact an actual conversation going on between Scales and just like the like the hallucinations of you guys talking to him.
Major image.
Major image.
He's major imaging to yell at us.
Exactly.
He's using his spell slots just so that he can.
But with another day comes another night. What do you all do this night?
Also, I would be rationing my rations. So, like, if I go a day without eating, take exhaustion, eat the next day, sleep it off, double the amount of rations that I have.
How many rations do you have currently?
5.
5. Okay.
He's-
I need
Let me-
another group survival check from Hawks, Skanuk, and Meepo. For the 4th day and night.
Blind.
12. 20.
There's your natural 1 for you.
I'm gonna.
On the 4th morning.
If it's a Hawks, I guess.
Hawks and Skanuk. Meepo is not there.
Oh, time to start burrowing.
All right. Well, now we don't have a person who can cast sending, so
Somewhere.
So, Meepo, you, much like Scales, are in a sea of white, unable to really take any stock of your surroundings. And what's worse for all of you at this point, the last 24 hours are extremely hazy. You retain very little memory of what may have transpired. Everything's just sort of blending in together as the days go on.
So,
Hey,
Hawks, I'm somewhere. Let me know if anybody else disappeared and if Scales got back. I'll make 2. And contact Scales.
Scales isn't back. It's just me and Skanuk now. But yeah, we're still here in the camp.
All right, so
And then to Scales, I'm gonna say, Scales? So, I'm kind of lost. Somehow we'll try to make it through and get through this.
I mean, other than being a little hungry, I'm nice and warm and safe, so I'm okay.
Okay. Go
all
ahead.
right. All right, perfect. So for the sake of brevity, and as it is getting a little bit late, for the next 2 nights, I need 1 round for the 5th night, and then 1 round for the 6th night. So another round of survival checks from Hawks and Skanuk. Okay,
Canuck, I guess, gets boosted.
Hawks.
Hopefully, that's the lower one.
As they wake up, Skanuk is also gone.
He boosted
He said
himself,
Skanuk
so
used
he
his
should...
flash of genius.
Oh, never mind then. In that case, sorry, I my ears. My ears are just not working. Skanuk, you realize that Hawks is no longer there. I've unknowingly revealed the secret of how this kind of works.
Okay, well, Hawks.
So that day, Meepo would contact Hawks again, contact Scales again, and then finding out that Hawks disappeared, would contact Skanuk as well.
All right. This time, as you try and reach out, your spell fizzles. You can't reach.
Oh.
You can't reach them. You're alone. You can't reach anyone. And for Scales, as you try and bring the tiny hut, this time it won't cast.
Well, looks like I'm gonna die here then.
It's cold. So very cold. And for the sixth and final night, Skinnock, I need you to make a survival check for me.
If I try to light a torch, does it work?
It does not.
Interesting.
19. Interesting. Skinnock. You awaken in the camp. You are still here, but barely. You're starting to feel a little bit of the isolation kicking in. Unaware where your friends might be. Maybe even afraid for their safety. But you hear a noise coming from the south of the camp. You see the rest of the tribesmen all making their way back in, and in tow, the rest of your friends. For the rest of you, I need Hawks, Scales, and Meepo to make wisdom saving throws for me.
Is there any way I can... No, I don't know if I can help with saves.
I don't suppose he's within 30 feet?
Okay. Let's see here. I need... Hey Mike. Do you want to roll a
Yeah.
D100 for me?
Sure, 95.
95.
Eh.
Okay. Let's see here. As you are wandering the frigid wasteland, Hawks, you just can't help but laugh. Something about this situation, this whole thing, it's just ridiculous. It's just so funny. Everything that's happened to you and your fellows so far is nothing short of comedic. All that you've been through, all the people that have died. You should find it haunting, or maybe even like something like the good times, like maybe it's something about it. You just can't help but laugh at it. Because of your failure of the wisdom saving throw, you gain a form of indefinite madness. You gain this flaw. And you may roleplay that however you wish.
Honestly, there is a certain degree to which the isolation at the end is what Hawks was expecting from the beginning, and this really probably does all start to seem like jumping through hoops for, like, the sake of pretense.
So strangely
And-
fitting.
It
Yeah.
also might really fit into his thing with the giant, his master.
Indeed, it might.
Been on the surface for too long.
And you see several less of the tribesmen do appear this time.
But in their tow, they actually have a little bit of the dragon's hoard with them. And a dead kobold.
Oh, man.
Was it worth it?
You see, this woman kind of stepped forward. We have brought your friends back, and it seems the camp is still in one piece. Truly, this is a blessed day. A blessing from the Frostmaiden. And she kind of cheers, and the rest of her tribe will cheer with her. And as she does, the rest of you will begin to vanish one by one.
Yeah, real blessed. Good one.
And you are all brought back to the
Now
central
the dragon's just
chamber
gonna track him down.
of the dungeon. And that is where we'll end our session for tonight.
You see, if the kobolds had listened to us the last time we were there, that guy wouldn't have kicked the can. True facts.
True facts from a true kobold. So yeah, that is going to be our session for tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. And of course, these lovely maps were provided from, of course, maps by Tessa on DM's Guild. And I'll go ahead and paste that link in chat again, once more. And of course, thank you all for watching as well. And of course, because tomorrow is Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving.
Hey.
Alright. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening and a wonderful day tomorrow. And until next time, catch you later. Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.